What the fuck is that? What's
Hello,
wrong with you,
everybody.
kid?
Hello, everybody, and friends of the YouTubes. I'm your host, Duhad. This is Let's Roleplay. I'm I am covered in water because I had to just get some cold water for unrelated reasons of things because it's warm in my apartment. So that's why that's all happening. But I'm here today not to talk to you about water or about anything else except for role playing games, and that role playing games being low gravity. Rag-a-Muffins. Rag-a-Muffins, the role playing game that I have been working on for the last several months,
Use
and
the
it's
system
been
of low grav.
using the system the low gravity system that I have been working on for the last several months to about a year. That we are now going to play. And before we begin this, because I wanted to make a special offer at the beginning of this video, for this one video only, I'm going to post the latest version of Low Gravity for free in the comment section of this YouTube video. If you want up-to-date, continually updated versions of this book, subscribe for $1 or less on $1 or more on the Patreon, and you will get that. But if you just want the game,
subscribe for at least a penny on Patreon.
A dollar,
if not a half penny.
$1 would be nice. But it is the book will be available for free down there. It's not a finished copy, but it is a playable copy, and it is the copy that we will be using, unless of course we end up having to update and change rules as we play. Which, considering the fact that these particular players I'm playing with are who they are, it could happen. Speaking of which, let us introduce our crew, going down one by one, and we'll explain. I'll explain more about the world and the universe and everything after we've gotten everything kind of going. So first of all, I'm just going to do this in order of how they appear on Skype. Oh god, no! Actually, I'm going to not do that because I just realized I don't want Zombie opening up with introducing the character because I want you to like this universe I've spent so long making. Morad, introduce yourself and your character.
Hello, I'm Morath, in case you didn't know that already, but seeing as how that was just said. My character,
Some music.
her name is, function with me real quick, Microsoft Word. Her name is Mindretta Harkin, but she usually goes by Red. She is technically, she's a doctor, but her real passion is automobiles and their various capabilities, and making those and surpassing those capabilities. She's not a combat character, so we'll see how this goes.
And she is a...
Oh, she's a human. She's a human colonist from the world of Almaz.
And I'll explain a little bit more about colonists, as I said, once we get to the introductions out of the way. So we'll explain a little bit more about your character, their stats in a sec. We're going to go back to you, Zombie, at the very end because, again. So, Leo, why don't you explain your character?
Jossum.
Shut up.
No. What do you mean?
Explain your character. Leo.
Anyway, so my character is an AI core placed into a husk of a Chiron bot that was sort of just lying around. They go by the name Kaufman, which is a acronym, and they're more of the brains type, since their AI core function was originally more towards navigation and ship operations, as well as basic computing, or not basic computing, but yeah.
And where does your character come from originally?
Atlas.
Okay, and I will explain about Atlas, as I said, after the introduction. So next, and unfortunately not finally, Colonel DeFrog, why don't you explain your character?
I am playing Raphael Cavador, who is a male Chimeran. At one point, he was part of Federation Special Ops. After the whole fleet debacle went down, He was part of a group that was sent out to help nation build, destabilize rogue powers, that sort of stuff. Essentially the smart way of dealing with a massive, wild bunch of states out here. Play them off against each other. But unfortunately, it wasn't quite so smart. Something went very badly wrong. The entire team died with the exception of him. And the voice in his head, a AI by the name of Adix. Adix was at one point extraordinarily intelligent, could speak to all the members in the unit, also had a ship core, and is now restricted to the processing power that's crammed inside his skull.
You should have named it Conscience.
No, Adix is not a conscience by any means. He has since gone ahead and created Dynamic Solutions LLC, a mercenary company, private military contractors, which he is using to stake out his new life because, frankly, at this point, the Federation has just asked too much of him, and he really cares only to safeguard himself and his last remaining comrade, which, again, is a voice in his head.
All right. And so finally, Zombie Cam, explain your character.
What about Graham?
I did.
Yeah, Martha already did, and Winter isn't here, so you're the last character.
More. Okay. My character's name is Linda. She is a human, female, from Atlas, I suppose. She's under her skin. She's heavily cybered up, with a focus on stealth and infiltration, as well as things like lockpicking and sort of classic stealthy stuff. She can normally be seen wearing military infiltration kit type gear. She's gone rogue and is on looking for work in an attempt to pull off the biggest heist in history and go down in history.
Fair enough. And so, since you're coming from Atlas, that I don't have to say that we're going to explain it afterwards because I'm about to explain all of it now. So just to open up real fast, I'm going to quickly run through a little bit of the lore of the setting of this universe, a little bit about all the races that inhabit it, and the major powers. I'm not going to go into super depth because there's a lot of lore that me and Belial have cooked up over the last year, and it's all available for free down in the description. So give that a look. But basically, what happened was a while ago, within living memory for at least some people, the Great Federation, the Terran Federation, ruled basically all of known space. They started from what is known as the Inner Rim, which is the kind of galactic center, expanded out through the mid-rim, and were trying to push out into the outer rim, like the farthest reaches of the universe. Unfortunately, the mid-rim was never particularly stable, and they kind of overestimated both their own capabilities and underestimated what the people out in the frontier could do. And so the Federation's grand expedition to take over the outer rim spectacularly failed, completely fell apart, and allowed the mid-rim to openly revolt and basically kick them out back to the inner rim. In the absence of any strong centralized government, the former mid-rim, which is now just called the Rim, has essentially fallen into pseudo. Okay, what the hell is going on?
Sorry.
Yeah, I think something's going on with you. So the mid-rim, the now referred to as the Rim, basically fell apart into warring city-states, like mega corporations running entire planets. Powerful organizations, creating like fiefdoms. A lot of colonies essentially became like old Wild West towns. It's just kind of a mess, but it's a mess that more or less has remained in a state of pseudo-equal balance, and is, it's very much like the Wild West in American history, where it's a place where people go to try and make their fortune at great risk. out at the very edges of the rim, there's a section of space that is kind of referred to as being like the border of the frontier. The frontier is what's now the name of the outer rim, and right along this border region, people are really just like, it's really Wild Westy. Like, this is kind of like the rimmiest part of the rim, and in this section of space, the only actual like large-scale governing bodies are two massive megacorp conglomerates. One called the Corporate Council, which runs a planet called Bigsy, which is the largest metropolis in this entire section of space, which is currently run by the megacorporation Norsco, and the other is a totalitarian police state run by the Atlas Corporation that basically has an isolationist, strictly xenophobic, extremely human-centered, style of governing. Aside from them, everyone else is kind of just doing their own thing. But if you're going to do just about any sort of business out in this part of space, you're probably going to be dealing with or running up against those two people, and or some of the smaller people who kind of satellite around them. Populating this area of space, you've got a few races. From the Federation itself, you have humans who make up the core of the Federation, and their closest allies, the psionic and amphibious Jundi, the militant and individualistic Shamarins. You also have the at one point almost driven to extinction and still very bitter about that Rig Titus, who are aquatic aliens that live in giant metal suits when off their aquatic homeworld known as the Rig. And recently, kind of moving in from the frontier itself, you have the insectoid but very pleasant Chirons and the extremely pretty but very, very aggressive bear-like Eluru. And filling out the, finally you have not really integrated into the society, but you have attacks from the reptilian Scavs, who are basically a bunch of pirate clans out in the frontier. And you have a lot of robots and AI cores that have been created by the various powers, many of whom have broken away from the original programming to become independent people in their own right. And that is the setting and the world that we are now entering. And as mentioned before, our characters actually come from a number of these planets. Some of them came from Atlas. They are either refugees or escapees, or in the case of Bleal's character, stolen from Atlas. We have Mora's character, who's actually a former colonist. She just came from one of those small worlds that kind of does their own thing. And we have DeFrog's character, who is who originally came from the Federation and basically said screw that to them and became a entrepreneur out in the Rim. And together, these people, along with a one last partner who is not going to be mentioned now because Winter isn't here, banded together and bought a spaceship. And that spaceship is called the... Winter's the only person who had the goddamn spaceship, isn't he?
It was the Blooded Talon.
Blooded Talon. Excellent.
The edgiest name we could come up with.
Does anyone else have a copy of the spaceship?
Boy, I wish.
Oh my
I think I remember most of what was on it.
Good. Fucking goddamn it, Winter. Okay, well, I'm not going to let that stop me. It's just going to mean that I'm going to have to change up things a little bit and probably reduce the amount of space.
Wingman here.
Yeah, I'm probably going to have a slightly limited amount of space stuff in the opening, which is a shame because I had a big, exciting space set piece, but...
Awesome. Thanks, Winter.
Thanks, Winter. Anyway...
You posted anything higher up in the...
So, anyway, so we're picking up... So the crew of the Bloodied Talon... normally you guys will be taking missions that you'll be allowed to kind of like pick and choose a little bit, or you'll be able to kind of wheel and deal with the contractors. In this case, just because we're doing kind of a nice little intro bit, I have already set up a scenario, like you've already been given a job, and you're actually flying out to meet with someone who your contact informed you about. Your original your point of contact. The dude who set up this job for you is a third party, like basically a contractor. He sets up contracts for people. Named Eric Hamlin. Hamlin has a pretty good reputation. He's pretty legit. He's pretty on the level. People are pretty, you kind of asked around, and people were like, yeah, no, this guy you can trust. He's not going to he's not going to knowingly throw you into a trap, which is good because the instructions he gave you are extremely, extremely edgy. Not edgy, extremely kind of weird. He actually has. Okay, well, yeah, zombie. Yeah, it's extremely weird because he's actually asking you to fly over to Atlas Space, and Atlas, again, super isolationist. They will shoot down just about anybody who tries to cross into their space without permission, and they give out permission to just about no one. So the fact that he's asking you to fly out here to meet with someone is a little suspicious. I mean, he's not telling you to literally fly into Atlas Space, but he's basically told you to fly pretty close to transmission range, and then open up and scan for a very specific coded signal. And that the person who will actually be giving you the job will contact you there.
Okay.
Yes.
So who's flying the ship at this point? Just to establish that.
Who is the pilot? Who has the pilot skill?
I do.
Okay, so Bleel's character is, what's, your name is Mr. Kaufman?
His name is Kaufman,
All
not, there's no Mr. in front of
sorry,
it or anything.
Kaufman. Kaufman is currently probably actually plugged in, because Kaufman is an AI core, not a robot. He can actually be taken out of his body and plugged into ships that have, been designed to allow for it, and this particular ship is actually one that was stolen originally from Atlas and has plenty of room for Atlas-style AI cores.
Mm-hmm.
Can we just quickly post our names in the chat?
Oh yes, please post your names in the chat so I can look at them. That'd be very, very lovely. Thank you.
Will do as soon as I got the ship stats up.
Okay. Oh,
I
that's
actually
great.
remember all this off the top of my head.
Oh, thank God. DeFrog, you were the best. Thank you.
No, I think Winter posted the ship thing in the.
Oh, thank God. All right.
Excellent if he did. Let's see how right I was.
I have it.
Yay. Okay.
I have
then,
the ship.
Yay, you
Yeah.
guys can actually do exciting space battle stuff if we.
I'm going to save that to my computer as well.
Please do. Please do.
So, in the interest of seeing how good my memory is, I had handling 7, hull 10, weapons 6, systems 4. Was that correct?
Hold on. Wait. Fuck. 6 handling, 10 hull, 6 weapon power, 5 systems.
5 systems. Okay, off by 1.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's pretty impressive, actually. Okay,
In
but
which
yes.
case, I don't need to do this.
Yeah, so, okay, so you guys, though, so you guys go and, you've flown essentially to Atlas Space. You are currently, outside of Atlas Space in the area you were, told to meet this contact. You have not turned on the scanner yet. You haven't, opened up communications, but you are in position.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna just look across the bridge at this point at everyone. Red's just gonna scratch her chin a little bit and.
Any pings on
she
the threat
looked very
board?
uneasy.
No threats detected. Let's see here. Who's on operations currently?
Can I use the tech skill for it? Because I think I could.
No, you
I
use
don't
the
have
ship operations skill.
Yeah.
I do not have that.
Does anyone except for Balil have it at the moment?
I think Winter was the ship's operations specialist.
Oh,
Fine, I'm plugging
Winter's
Apex in.
ruining everything. Hey, everyone in the chat, type Winter.
No, don't type
Winter,
anything.
wake up.
Okay,
In
that's okay.
the comment section.
Defrog, you're...
So I can go ahead and give Atex a link to it. She's got a 4 in systems ops.
So yeah, your AI buddy, who's a little worse for wear, but still perfectly capable of doing this sort of thing, like starts taking over the thing, and she goes, like looking over the whole thing, and she reports, no sign of enemy contacts. There's a Atlas patrol craft, a few, like a little ways out that way, but it doesn't seem to be doing anything more than patrolling.
Are they within the range of our transmission once we fire it off?
Yes, they will be within range of transmission, though if they're not using...
Keep an eye on them.
Yeah. Will do, Captain.
Are we sure this is like an up and up deal? Like, we're absolutely certain?
Of course we're not certain.
Fair point.
It's the nature of the job. But they're willing to spend a lot of money on us, apparently, so...
Should have stayed in school.
Very probably, yes.
Wait, what languages do y'all speak?
By the way, if anyone has a dependents, partners, or sidekicks, please also make a note of them in the thing, just so I know who I'm playing with. Who here has language skill, by the way? Because
I do.
Okay, good. Because it should be noted that the people of Atlas do not speak the same language that the rest of the galaxy does, at least as a common language, because the language of Atlas has kind of not exactly devolved, but regressed due to their isolation and their snootiness. So it's basically like they speak Old English to everyone else's modern English.
Okay.
What do we call the language, April?
Oh God. Okay, I can actually look that up. I do have it. I do have
Atlantean?
It's not Atlantean. No, it's Hold on, I'm going to look at it because I actually made a point of like this universe is very, very, very thorough. I spent a very long time trying to fill in all of the obvious holes. I haven't done religion yet, so to be fair, you guys start asking about religion, it's probably just going to turn into me shrugging a lot. But
in what space was the colony world that your character was from? Like what area?
Are you asking Morath or?
Morath, yes.
Her world was one of the earliest. It's an almost pre-Federation colony. That was on the border of the Rim and the Federation, or the Ring and Rim and the Federation.
Okay.
So when the Federation broke apart, they declared independence, but they're pretty close, and they still have ceremonial ties.
Okay, so for the record, the common language spoken throughout the galaxy is Neo-German. The version spoken by Atlas is oh god, I can't even fucking say this because I don't speak German. But
just type it.
Okay, it's like Hochgelang. But it's basically a very old version of German. I did some digging to
Hochlassing?
Yeah.
Hochlassing?
Yeah, and then the Chiron's native language, which is spoken by the Chirons and the Allurus and the Scavs, for the most part, is I'm just gonna post that as well. But it's not German. It's like I think it's like a Old English-y, Celtic-y kind of thing. It's
Eldoric?
I did a lot of digging around to find languages to bastardize for the sake of making the setting. So yeah, that's those are the most common languages, but then there's also a lot of regional dialects and stuff. Language skills are useful. There is a common language, but not everyone speaks it. So those of you with language skills probably are going to want to get ready, because especially when you're talking to a contact within Atlas, you need to speak the language of the people of Atlas.
Okie dokie. I'm going to go ahead and tell Atix to maintain charge for the jump drive, just in case things go badly.
Fine. Warming up, sir.
Just keep it on standby. All right, let's do this.
Okay, so what happens here? I'm gonna take out a pair of dice. Don't worry, I'm not taking out dice because I'm gonna start rolling them at you. But no, what happens is you kind of do a few scans. The patrol craft doesn't seem to notice or mind, and then you have kind of like you have a view screen essentially, but it's kind of old and staticky, and it's black and white. A lot of technology is black and white. But you see in grayscale, you see the Atlas logo suddenly appear on your screen, and it's like the big guy with the stylized man holding up a planet with a number of other like moons circling around it, and then the image starts to like waver and fade, and then it's replaced with an equally stylized image of a carnival mask. And the as this image shows up, a voice can be heard, and the voice does not sound like any actual person. Like it sounds synthesized. You can't tell whether it's a robot speaking to you or whether it's someone just using a voice distorter. But you definitely could not recognize this as a human being. And the voice, I'm not going to try and do a ridiculously robot-y voice because that would get weird, but the voice basically says, greetings, gentlemen. I'm glad to see you've got my message.
Does it say this in Neo-German?
Yeah, actually, it says this in like it says this in the language of Atlas. So actually, who of you has language skills?
I do.
Well, no. Yeah, it depends if we speak the original.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah, yeah. None of you can actually understand Belial because
Well,
Belial requested that.
didn't Zombie's character say that she's from Atlas?
Do you want to also? If you don't have a language skill, I'm not going to let you be like a native of Atlas, just because I don't want you all to be incapable of understanding each other.
No, but that would be funny.
No, shut up.
She was kidnapped
Okay, fine.
from somewhere that didn't speak classically.
God damn it! You really want to be mute to the rest of the party, don't you?
Well, no, she was kidnapped from somewhere that speaks Neo-German, so she speaks Neo-German.
Okay, perfect. That's fine.
And then she had a whole bunch of augmentations put in her.
That's fair. Okay, fair enough. In that case, yeah. So Belial's character, most people can't understand her because him can't understand Kaufman because he does not speak Neo-German. But you understand this guy perfectly fine. Anyone who has language skill can roll to try to understand this dude.
What's the
I'm gonna
target
roll
number?
an unskilled version of it.
This is going to be an easy one, so just 15. 2d10s plus brains plus your language skill. And
Okay. Comes out to a 16 overall.
very lucky. Okay, so you two understand this dude perfectly fine. For the rest of you, it's all Greek to you.
Well, I rolled one with an unskilled check.
You
and I
don't
got a
need to
16.
roll. You
No.
speak this language.
What?
You're
I
very
thought
lucky because
don't
I could
speak
just say
German.
I could just say that you don't understand it at all, and that shitty roll basically means that you were out of date and you don't speak any language spoken in the rest of the galaxy.
What?
No.
Confused.
Actually, April,
Yeah.
just as a point here, Atix also has languages. Can she assist me?
Yeah, she can. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like you succeeded anyway, so that's
Yeah,
fine.
I know, but I'm just thinking towards the future.
Yeah, she would be able to assist you. Yeah, like the
Okay.
idea is with an assist there is that she'd be helping you to translate words that you're having trouble with.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but the two of you are able to understand. The three of you are able to understand, and he says, greetings, gentlemen. I'm glad that you were able to get my message.
Do you want me to speak in your language and butcher it, or and continue my butchery of it or speak in Neo-German.
Of course. My apologies. I forgot.
By the way, that actually is in Hochslassig.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I sort of guessed. So he kind of makes a dramatic sigh and says, I understand that the rest of the galaxy has deviated from the original pure
If it would
language.
make you more comfortable, I can of course speak in your tongue.
And he stops and then in a like thick accent goes, no, I as you'll soon learn to understand, I require to understand your language for future reference.
Straight to Russian. I'll do that.
Yeah, whatever. It's like this weird ancient Germanic language is now just Russian.
Well, then I am happy to give you practice.
So this is what we are looking at in terms of contracts. And the mask shimmers and changes to a satellite photo of, god damn it, of a space station. You don't recognize it off the top of your head, but it
The
looks
border
like
of Atlas has a lot of sirens.
Yeah, and the Atlas Corp police, they're here to arrest him. Bang, bang. He says, this location is like, as you are probably aware, Atlas has strict isolationist laws concerning the border security of our territory. But we do not tend to move outside of our territory without good reason. However, this station, which is near the border of our territory but not within it, represents the first steps in Atlas expansion, expanding of Atlas borders to incorporate resource-rich asteroids near the western sector of Atlas space. These areas are currently controlled by a holding company which is owned by your Norsco. As I'm sure you can imagine, this information would be highly valuable to members of Norsco.
I imagine it would be.
Of course, my word alone is not valuable as such. Evidence is needed to be worth much of anything. And it happens to be I have managed to have delivered during a shipment, one of our shipments to this station that we have indirectly contracted with a mercenary company, a suitcase with a bionetic scanner. It is filled with evidence that can prove without a reasonable doubt that Atlas is planning this expansion in the Norsco controlled territory. I would like to arrange an agreement with Norsco to leave Atlas and to re-station myself out in the galaxy, outside of the control of Norsco. In order to do that, and as well maintain the standard of living I am used to with my current position, I need a bargaining chip. This suitcase is that bargaining chip, and if you are able to deliver it to this building, and the screen changes and you see a hotel, like a really, really fancy hotel that some of you, I'm just gonna say some of you might have seen this before, but it's a reasonably well-known hotel on Big C, where a contact of mine, a Norseco junior executive, is currently residing. Get this briefcase to him, and he will pay you substantially for your troubles. And then he will assist me in return. And if you do this, once I am out, since you all have proven yourselves competent agents, I can assure you more lucrative work in the future. From both myself and from Norseco.
Quick out of character here. What have we been promised for this job, if anything?
You were promised, let's see here, I'm actually just going to do a quick calculation. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You were actually promised about 30 resource points for the work, which is a lot. Keep in mind that each resource point is worth about $500 equivalent.
Isn't it pounds beryllium?
Yeah, it's pounds beryllium. They're just called the pound, so actually I'm just going to do a quick calculator thingy right here. So this is basically the equivalent of someone offering you $15,000 to do a job. It's a lot.
That's actually kind of low for what they're getting out of us.
Well, to be fair, it's a little low, but part of the payment is, you getting money and then you getting the opportunity to work for a for hiring clients. But you can totally bargain him.
Can I bargain on this one?
Oh, hell yes.
Oh, yes.
What's your bargaining?
My bargaining is 5, my brain's a 7.
Step aside, please.
Okay, so as the captain, as this the Shamerin, the bird captain, is getting ready to start negotiating, the human.
No. Remember, he knows that he got people for a reason. I'd like you to speak with my associate.
Oh, okay. So the bird steps aside and allows this human with weird fucking cat ears and.
I'm sorry, what? What are you talking about, Duhad?
Wait, did you not? That was all just to piss me off?
In the end, I couldn't afford the cat ears.
I think you broke her.
Broken.
Oh my god. Fine, so a very normal-looking person, a normal 40s sci-fi lady person who is cool and awesome-looking and not... Fuck, whatever, fine. Yeah, perfect. Lady just walks up and to talk.
Can I have a bonus to the roll for this revelation? The guy
what?
on the other end of the line is so shocked by the fact that it's not a cat girl.
Does this mean that eventually you'll become one?
Maybe.
I can live with this for now. Yeah, I can live with this. Let me live this dream.
Okay.
Anyway, so you walk up and actually this is just a little question. Do you have a camera on? This guy is using essentially the equivalent of
I'm
a
going to
Skype
be
icon.
recording this.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. I'm saying I'm assuming you record everything that you get on the.
You mean
tapes
like
and
a
stuff.
video feed to him?
Yeah, are you doing a video feed to him, or are you doing what he's doing and have your own custom ship avatar to represent your group?
Live video feed is fine by me for the moment.
Okay, cool.
Oh, that's
Since
gonna
I have-
fuck you in the.
I have some notoriety in the sleuthing business.
Okay. So you have a good reputation?
I have bad reputation. Bad
Oh.
reputation being for I took it for the purposes of ooh, she's not she's a criminal sort, like type of thing.
All right, that is going to work against you a little bit. Though I'm gonna say actually because this guy is from Atlas, he might not have heard of you. So we're gonna find out whether or not he's actually heard of you before. In this case, this is where fame. We haven't really touched on this yet for the people at home, but there's also a system. There are systems in addition to like money and resources and like experience. There is fame and standing. Standing is like how well, like what type of like good or bad reputation you have, and fame is how famous you are. And in this particular case, you guys not being famous at all is probably going to work to your benefit because it means it's going to be less likely that he's heard of you and your shitty reputation. But it turns out he has. He as you come in, he's like, hello, my dear. Is this you? Like you must be the famous Linda Love, but you're not.
The one and only.
It is an honor to speak with one as renowned as you.
Linda sits down at like a table or something.
Okay, yeah, you got like a little thing set up.
Forget anything bad you've ever heard about me. I never go bad on a deal. That's the one thing I stick by.
I believe in personal experience over reputation. I will.
Then let me prove my worth to you.
Well, you can't actually see what he's doing, so I can't actually describe his body language. But he, like, the mask just rotates, and he's like, "Go on."
First, if I may ask before we begin the negotiations, why do you have an interest in leaving Atlas?
Do you know what life is like here on Atlas? The populace is kept largely. I'm gonna draw the Russian accent for a bit because I have a bit to explain, and I don't want to like do it while like slowly, like hesitantly going through this whole dialogue. This is like, do you know what life is like here on Atlas? The people are, kept so low and kept so brainwashed they basically don't even understand that they're anything more than robots. The upper echelons, have the mixed blessing of understanding what's going on and the power to do basically whatever they like, but they're still locked in a cage. The only people with true power and freedom are the Bowles family, who run Atlas itself, but, they're so inbred and, insulated that they have started believing their own bullshit and are now convinced that they're, infallible, gods who can do whatever they want and, can never allow outside influences to get in because it will just destroy everything in their lives and their empire. It's an empire in decline. It is it's a golden failed dream that, even for the people in a good solid position is, stifling and fleeting.
Sounds like the time I spent there in a prison cell wasn't much better than what the average citizenry is welcome to.
You were involved in the games, were you? In case you decide to add that with actually remembering this aspect of Atlas, and for the people at home, Atlas engages in blood sports to keep the population satisfied, and they do so by taking their own their own citizens who commit basically any sort of crime at all, at least those who don't have enough authority to get wriggle out of any sort of real punishment, as well as shipped in convicts from the wider galaxy, and then they pit each other, pit all of them against each other in giant, gruesome blood sports, basically to say, like, look at what these horrible, like, like people who would, bring down the Atlas Corporation are, like, that are basically no better than animals when, like, push comes to shove. And look at these vile monsters from outside. All we had to do was, like, starve them and like, tell them that the only way they were ever going to leave was to, kill everyone else they saw. And they turned into savages. Like, the state is the only thing protecting you from this, like, horrible Mad Max wasteland apocalypse.
So they straight up used the original Battle Royale?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Huh.
I am, in this case, literally Katniss Everdeen. I even use a compound bow.
Fine. I mean, that's the thing. Like, they do let people who win leave, and that's
at least you don't have a flat personality.
Yeah. So what happens, and what probably happened to you, Zombie, and what actually is going to happen to one of the characters in the comic, read the comic when it comes out, is that if you manage to survive, if you manage to win one of the games, if you manage to, just impress enough or, get lucky enough, they will reward you by basically taking you, throwing you in a shuttle, and dumping you off on a random planet or station to be someone else's problem.
Okay, and that could be where my bad reputation comes from for Atlas.
Yeah, actually, very likely, because people in those parts, people who regularly have Atlas prisoners dumped on their planets tend not to particularly like them, because the people who they dump on the planets tend to be hardened killers and, like, psychologically broken individuals who end up either starving to death or causing lots and lots of problems. So it's a pretty fucking awful system all around, and even the people like you who manage to get out of it intact deal with long-term negative repercussions.
Okay.
Not social commentary at all.
So where were we?
You were telling him that you were one of the people who was imprisoned by Atlas.
Oh yeah, it doesn't sound like the citizenry get treated any better than the prisoners do.
Not by much. They may think they are, but really they are put into very similar situations, just less dramatically so.
Under my breath, it's so interesting hearing this from an actual repressive regime rather than the crazies in the Federation.
I understand where you're coming from, and I think we should be able to work out quite an agreeable deal with this then.
All right. What
am
you
am I reasoning with him for money? What am I doing again?
You're trying to
we're trying to get more money out of this guy.
Okay.
Essentially, he's paying us in a little bit of money in exposure, and this probably isn't even going to cover our expenses on this job.
It's entirely possible.
And dude is going ahead and giving us essentially, a snatch and grab in Atlas space. Even if it's on the edge, that's still dangerous shit to be dealing with.
And it is an Atlas outpost that we are raiding.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's not an official Atlas outpost, but Atlas, mercenaries are guarding it, and
they've got an interest in it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what's the role for bargaining?
The role for bargaining is bargaining plus brains.
Okay.
And
it's 2d10 though for the system.
Yeah, 2d10.
Okay.
And I'm going to roll against you.
It's actually 3d10 zombie? No,
I'm going to give him a little boosty because of the fact that he did... Yeah, you do have a bad reputation, but I think... No.
By the way, can I go ahead and support this any?
Yes, you can. Yeah, you can step in and basically kind of... because you're the captain, you can kind of, like, stand next to her and basically be like, hey, look, you're paying for, like, high quality here. Like.
Yeah, and... by the way, I've got bad reputation too, but I'm going to make a chance to try and offset it.
Okay, fair enough.
You may have heard of me as well. You may have heard that I deal with destabilizing governments. You may have heard that I deal with nasty shit done in the dark. I'm here to tell you it's all true, and that's what you need.
Again, I wish I could, like, actually tell you about his body language, but he basically kind of just goes like, all right.
And that's what you're getting with Dynamic Solutions LLC. The right people for the job that you need done. Not the ones that make everyone look happy and pretty, but results, solutions.
It is very fortunate for you all that solutions and not pretty propaganda posters is what I'm looking for.
If you wanted pretty propaganda posters, you could get that inside. It wouldn't do anything.
I like your style. Alright, let's see what you rolled. And we have the results from Zombie Cam's roll.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were waiting for.
No, I mean, you
I rolled a 20.
Okay,
Sorry.
you rolled 20? Okay, that's... Alright, yeah, DeFrog, if you want to, like, add to it...
Oh, do I roll to go ahead and
yeah,
assist?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. If you roll a 20 or better, then you get to add +5 to his roll.
Yeah, I did that.
Okay, yeah, you guys succeed then. Yeah, the face guy, the guy behind the mask icon, thinks for a little while and then says, "All right, how about this? I'll pay you 50 resource points. I'll pay you, the equivalent, basically almost double the original price. And in exchange, I'm going to want something in return."
And what's that?
I want this job to be done quickly. I want to, I imagine you probably take care of the job pretty quickly as is, but time is somewhat of the essence. So if you can do this job within, let's say, 1 week, which is more than enough time to fly there and fly to Big Z, then I will forward the payment with with that additional 20 resource points to my contact, who you'll be picking up the paycheck from.
May I ask a clarifying question real quick?
Go ahead.
Is Atlas still using the standard personnel
Atlas?
Transport from 2 years ago?
Well, okay, no, Atlas does upgrade their own stuff, and they buy and sell externally, but they do so through very limited trade channels, and only with very, very specific Atlas pilots. Basically what Atlas does in order to buy and sell things is that they have a merchant core who are weird motherfuckers who no one really likes because they're these Atlas basically trains them like biohazard teams, cultural biohazard teams, where they have to go in and, while absorbing and being exposed to as little of outside foreign culture as possible, buy and sell with really fixed prices. And the only reason people deal with them is because Atlas turns out some really, really nice high-end stuff.
I was talking about the same chassis.
Oh yeah, they a lot of the same chassis are the same.
Actually, yeah, they have kind of a fixed style, don't they?
Yeah. You can always tell an Atlas ship.
I'm going to, look around quickly at the crew and if anyone has any dissent.
I'll be back in a few minutes.
Okay.
I'm pretty happy with that.
Other parameters for the job.
One of the humans goes into the bathroom and takes a deuce.
No, that is pretty much it. Again, the only I would say don't open the case, as the if it is been tampered with, it's obviously not going to pass muster with a security scan. But with the bioprint I installed on it, it won't open for anyone other than my contact within Norsco. So that probably won't be a problem unless you have an exceptionally skilled locksmith. And if you do, I would imagine you are professional enough not to go around, trying to rob your employers.
One hopes. All right. So, 1 information retrieval and delivery on the edge of Atlas space, containing information that could potentially destabilize the entire region into a regional war between Atlas and Norsco. Is that the size of it?
Wouldn't be the first time, yes.
Can do.
So yeah, okay, and then the screen winks out, and the little carnival mask vanishes, and you're left.
Shortly after, the screen comes back on with another one of the Atlas jingles.
Yeah.
This time with very patriotic.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. And
Kaufman Navigator personality matrix starting up.
Boy. What now?
Kaufman has recorded all forms of blasphemy recorded within this transmission and has compartmentalized it within an encrypted section of the core as evidence to be put in trial of Atlas space unless Kaufman receives the majority share of rewards from said job.
Linda looks at...
Why did I ever buy this ship?
I thought we stole it.
we
bought it from someone who stole it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I look at the captain and I say, under my breath, Captain, I swear, just give me the go-ahead. I'll have this thing cracked in less than a night.
Don't tempt me. We will discuss apportionment of funds remaining after expenses after completion of the job.
ATX just pipes in with, I thought you might like to know that a number of Atlas patrol ships are starting to congregate in this area. They're not...
ATX, jump us out.
Jumping us out, Captain. There's a little bit of shuddering and shaking, and then boom, and the ship vanishes and suddenly reappears in a section of space. And Atex says, I've jumped us halfway to the location of the station. I didn't think we wanted to go too close until after you'd had an opportunity to discuss what you want to do, Captain.
Absolutely. Thank you, Atex. All right, planning time.
We were sent like schematics or like
you were
images
sent
of the
some.
place, weren't we?
I should have actually mentioned there was a small data package with a number of additional pictures of the station, as well as a incomplete loadout of like blueprint of the station with like a note reading that like these are the original schematics, but that Atlas went ahead and like changed a bunch of shit when they secretly took over.
State Atlas ID to access information package.
Just, out of character, since this wouldn't be something I would ask in character at this point, since I assume we've been together for a little while. Did the captain get any sort of codes when he bought the ship?
If I didn't get codes from the person who sold the ship, the moment I found out about this, I would go and beat them out of them.
Okay, yeah, you have the codes. You have you have the codes to get Kaufman to at least play reasonably nice.
Pull the ID, hold it over scanner.
Access granted. Captain. What's a common name in fucking Atlas?
We'll say that his name is Bismarck.
Captain Bismarck.
Kaufman.
Pulls up the thing.
Play files.
So yeah, Kaufman, as you start like sorting through the files, there's like a shuddering sound, like a as each of like the photographs is superimposed on the main screen. You see the satellite, the station from several different sides. It's a pretty normal space station. It's blocky, it's bulky, it's old.
Good. It's just that time, everyone.
Oh boy! Woo! But no,
it's time for loud noises during the call from my phone.
But the ambulance isn't driving by right now. No. But no. Okay. So anyway, yeah, it's bulky. It's old. Like parts of it look like they date back to the Federation days, but a whole bunch of it has been recently renovated. Including a couple of new entranceways. There was originally like one big landing area, which has actually been closed off to make way for two smaller landing zones. One of them is actually a public one, and there's like a fueling station, a couple of like small restaurants, basically it's like a mini mall gas station in space essentially. The other one is marked off as being restricted and is presumably there to have like fuel tanker ships deliver additional fuel and like cargo and whatnot for the upkeep of the station, though you're guessing that's not all it's doing.
Of course.
Yeah, the station is armed with several torpedo bays. It's not the highest. It doesn't look like the weapon systems are really great. They look like they're kind of bargain bin and just sort of slapped together, but you can actually see in some of the photographs that there are at least a couple of security fighters that look new and very up to date, stowed away in that back entrance.
From the intel of the pictures, can I identify the model and any capabilities they might have?
Yeah, you know what? I normally would have you roll for that, but I think these ones, because you're a security dude, you recognize these pretty much on the spot. These are pretty bog standard security fighters of Atlas design, which is already a pretty big red flag. They're not anything too special. They're tough. They've got lasers. They're scrappy, but they're not. You could probably take them on in the Bloodied Talon.
Okay. By the way, one of the things that is going to happen is while we're looking at the photos, I'm going to turn over to Linda and go, whenever he calls me Captain Bismarck, I get a sinking feeling.
God damn it. It's terrible. Yeah. Okay, anyway, so, sorry, stupid joke amused me. But yeah, from you get less useful data out of the blueprints. From the original blueprints, it looks like this place was originally just going to be like a observation outpost. You guys are, this whole area of space was originally kind of the border with the frontier, and prior to the Federation deciding that it was just going to conquer the whole place, they spent a reasonable amount of money building, defensive and observation space stations to, keep an eye on any potential threats and to try to deal with the occasional pirate raid or, slaver.
So wait a second. You're saying that this is an ex-Federation station?
It is, but it's been it was from before the war. And the war was a while ago now. This is an oldie, and that was the original design. And it's been renovated. As I said, they've renovated the hell out of it.
Are there any parts of the original structure that look as if they might have some special knowledge type places?
Not exactly, but what you can kind of figure is that from the restricted entrance, there is a area that used to be kind of the main area where they would do the monitoring, which has been, it isn't shown on the blueprints, but the notes that you got alongside them tell you that that area was retrofitted to kind of be a storage area. And
Okay, and that's the likely location for this briefcase?
yeah, it would likely be stored somewhere in there. And like, there's a photograph of the briefcase, which appears to be pretty, like, it's not remarkable in itself, but you can kind of tell from like the photograph that it stands out from the other things around it. Like, it looks like a relatively normal like information briefcase, but it is been like stored alongside a bunch of like crates and shit. Like, you shouldn't have too much trouble finding it once you get inside. The problem is more going to be getting inside in the first place.
All right, so let's go ahead and identify the different obstacles to us getting in, and different plans for getting in.
Okay.
Should we make a roll? Or?
Yeah,
What type of role would that be?
Okay.
probably knowledge.
Yeah, roll me some
Nope.
knowledge. All y'all's.
Knowledge plus what?
Knowledge plus brains.
Brains.
So that's 21.
21, nice. Okay.
28.
28, also nice.
I
Zombie?
have no knowledge.
Oh, roll 1d10 plus your brains.
I figured there's not much point.
Okay, fair enough. And Morath is still gone?
I guess.
Okay, fair enough. So you two, this is actually kind of fitting. The ex-Atlas AI and the PMC, owner, put their heads together and managed to work out, what a bunch of Atlas PMCs would probably actually be dealing with.
And by the way, for the record, the order will be couched in, okay, it's time for an internal security check on them. Let's see what they've got.
Fair
And
enough.
demonstrate to them how bad their security is.
Sounds actually like a pretty decent plan. But yeah, so what you guys are able to figure out from just, obviously you haven't actually flown in yet, but what you're able to figure out, looking through all this and using your pooled knowledge, is that you actually have heard of the company that is dealing with the security here. They are not originally from Atlas, but even before they obviously were, even before they were hired out by Atlas in this situation, they had always aligned pretty closely with Atlas's, human first mentality. These guys were always kind of, racy douchebags. And it doesn't surprise you that they would jump at the opportunity to work for Atlas. They're not the baddest motherfuckers around. You, Belial, have kind of got some information, just from what you know about how Atlas outfits those who it subcontracts. They don't exactly, put too much of a priority on making sure that they're really taken care of. They're considered pretty disposable.
Under Atlas Order number 387, subsection C, subsection D. Hereby, all subsidiaries outsourced outside of Atlas will be given minimum
Equipment.
resources
Priority.
towards their safety.
By the way, April, what is the name of this company?
They are. They are. Tempest.
Ah, Tempest. It'll be a pleasure to humiliate them.
Yeah. Tempest. Tempest. The Tempest units are probably going to be armed with a mix of, hand weapons, like handguns and light body armor. However, Tempest is also they're not dumb. They will understand that what they're doing is relatively high priority, and that they are being relatively lightly armed. So they're probably going to be bringing along some friends. You're probably not going to be dealing with a couple of mall cops here.
Okay, so if I was in their position, I'd have the sacrificial guards staked out and a centrally located QRF or two to respond to any big trouble. Do I spot anywhere that would be a good staging point for a reserve?
Yes, like you don't exactly like see anywhere that's like just screams like, oh yeah, this is definitely the place where they would be. But like you can see that like part of the area that used to be, it's now the storage area, was, originally like a crew quarter for the people who were living on the station when they were doing the security, and like that was right next to an armory. So they probably just didn't bother like ripping all that out and kept using it.
If they're as lazy as I remember, potentially there.
Our job is just to get the briefcase, right?
Right. It is. And we're planning for when things go wrong. They always do.
Well, we could always default to you and the others make a distraction around here somewhere, while I sneak in through the back and snatch up the kid.
That plan is on the table, but I want to know all the variables in place first. All the known knowns, all the known unknowns, and likely unknown unknowns.
What about the unknown knowns?
Those we have to be aware of and worried about.
Linda sort of holds her hands up and says, "Suit yourself." Seems pretty cut and dry to me, though.
It always does, until the screaming starts.
PTSD flashback.
Yeah.
No, that
the
isn't
blood
PTSD.
game.
That's just, this is how it works.
No, it's just like, like you're saying that, and she starts flashing back to like flashbacks from the war. From Bloodsports. By the way, as I should probably just remind everybody here, the way you gain XP in this game is by calling on your personal flaws and personal goals. Probably actually should have established right at the beginning, like what everyone's personal goals were and personal flaws were, for the sake of the audience.
Well, the problem is I don't know when it would become a negative. Eventually.
Well, why doesn't everybody go through their thing real quick? So, Zombie, what is your character's personal goal and personal flaw?
We should probably also do just what people look like as well.
That would actually be a great idea. We should probably have done a number of things early on. I kind of got flustered at the beginning of the video. So yeah, let's quickly go through the personal flaws, the personal goals, your group goal, which is how you gain XP, which is obviously the current job that you have, and then we'll also do what people look like. So, Zombie, describe your character and describe your personal goal and flaw.
So, her personal goal, I have 2 down. She wants to make loads of money, and she wants to pull off a massive heist.
Okay.
Preferably independently. Which sort of I'm working towards that.
You're supposed to really just kind of do one, but let's say
I know, but I've got a couple down for each thing. So
okay, fair enough. Well,
make money to pull off the massive heist.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah. So work towards pulling off a massive heist, which will include getting a lot of money to get everything you need for it. Perfect. That works for me.
Yeah. And like I said, that's working towards that in this session. So she's bargaining for the money, and then.
All right. Again, to get the XP, you just need to call out in a particular situation. Yeah.
And she's wanting to just sneak in and grab the briefcase.
Okay.
Which is her heist thing. Personal faults I have down. Again, you said only one, but whatever. Kleptomaniac. She likes stealing things. Fear of water. Love of milk. Hatred of dogs and non-mammalian races.
Just stick with the goddamn kleptomania. That one actually makes sense and is not.
They all make sense.
Shut up.
So what does she look
like? You saying I can't have a character that's
what does your character look like?
I should go for something that isn't something I've done before.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad.
A small girl with black hair and green eyes.
Say she is blonde with light blue highlights in her hair.
Okay.
And long hair, since I normally go for short hair.
All right.
Okay, that's her hair.
how am I meant to describe what someone's face looks like?
You can say like she's got a plain face, she's got a pretty face, she looks kind of young, she looks old for her age.
She looks pretty young. She has good curves. Like I said before, she wears like military infiltration style gear, like pretty tight with like not much stuff. Like she doesn't have like ammo or grenade belts or anything. I mean.
All right.
So just light body armor and with flexible light body armor. And she's also has a silenced compound bow on her back.
Alright, sorry about that,
That's
guys.
like folds down to like a pretty manageable size.
Yeah, I love the idea of a silenced bow.
Yeah, well, I figured it couldn't just.
Yeah,
be
no,
silent.
yeah.
Have guns working.
It's the silence is that it is a bow, and it's like a special bow that doesn't suck in like sci-fi future combat.
Bowcaster.
Yeah, but okay, so it's Rambo's bow. Okay, so
A Rambo?
Oh, yes, of
Yes.
course, spam bow.
Yeah, the other human comes out of the bathroom.
Yeah, so what we're doing before we enter into the heist mode, we are quickly establishing everyone's appearance, their quality, their personal goal and their personal flaw. Because I forgot to do that at the beginning, because I've been kind of stumbling around a little bit. But explain your character's personal goal, personal flaw, and what they look like.
Alright, so my character is her personal goal is where did I put it? Creating community.
Okay.
Red's kind of been mostly a loner until she joined the crew. Her and her fiance fled her home planet because and as such they went into kind of an isolationist style thing. Her greater goal is like to establish an enclave of art, knowledge, and culture in like general, and sort of like a followers of the apocalypse style thing.
Makes sense. That works.
She's not quite sure how she wants to do it, but she spends a lot of time thinking about like where she would set up shop and stuff like that. And she uses a lot of her money that she gets to bank it, and whatever she doesn't spend on her car, she saves for establishing a colony.
Fair enough.
Her personal flaw is don't scratch the paint, with an exclamation point. She loves her car was a gift from her fiance before her fiance went missing after an Atlas raid, and it was ever since she left home, it was the first thing that she was able to actually paint. And it's kind of like the one thing that reminds her of her brand, and she constantly repaints it and meticulously maintains it.
My brand.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. And what does she look like?
Well, she's usually covered in either paint or she's like kind of short, and she's averagely built, but she's typically in some sort of like in her smock usually, or covered in grease and paint. She's got red hair, the high cheekbones. Could have been a model if she really went for it. And she's also got like she's nobody can tell what her original hair color was though. Currently it's red, but she is thinking about changing it because everybody always thinks that that's where her name comes from. And but she's usually in blue jeans, a white smock, or if she's like doing her doctory thing, she's wearing lab coat type deal. She's always in comfortable clothing. She's very slim and very about 5 feet tall. She's a kind of a slight of a woman, but other than that, there's not much of note.
Fair enough. Valil, what is Kaufman's personal goal, personal flaw, and what does this AI core look like?
Well, an AI core doesn't look like anything, just a green line on the screen. No,
looks like a fucking VHS cassette.
Yeah. So Kaufman's personal goal is to repair his basically emotional portion of his AI core brain, or whatever you want to call it. Because his model of AI core is one of the cognizant models, so it's the one of those that Atlas basically allowed to have its own personality and experience emotions. However, his got damaged, possibly during the theft from Atlas, and so his goal is to basically repair that, and then his whole role-playing fault or whatever is that he can, due to the damaged emotion part, he can't really emote. So it's kind of like Claptrap. You know Claptrap.
Yeah.
Where he's constantly in the same tone of voice.
Claptrap from
despite
the Borderlands
knowing
series
he's experiencing, despite knowing he experiences an emotion. So Kaufman knows what emotions are, but is constantly in the patriotic, sergeant voice.
Yeah.
And then he also has to mostly follow Atlas law code.
They've tweaked your brain a little bit to keep you from following certain laws, like having to arrest people flying around in a stolen spaceship and stuff. But you want to follow those Atlas laws.
But and so the body that they basically have for him is pretty much a slightly older Chiron male-based model.
It's a robot body.
So it's a small robot body.
Speaking basically Proto-German.
Yeah.
Oh, this is delightful.
Yeah.
This weird little bug robot speaking a Proto-Germanic language in the voice of a drill sergeant.
Think of one of the Mr. Gutsies from Fallout.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
The world's angriest, smallest Robo-Hitler.
Are you talking about Napoleon?
Yeah, the Hitler
Napoleon
of France.
is robot Hitler.
Oh boy.
Anyway, now I'm done insulting two countries.
Ouch.
Let's insult a third one.
Let's insult the third one. So the Dutch. No. Finally,
So Texans. Oh my gosh, am I right?
So DeFrog, explain your personal goal, your personal flaw, what you look like, and then your buddy, your dependent. It's like a more problematic version of the positive sidekicks and partners that you can get in a setting.
Yeah. So my personal goal is to restore Atix and give her purpose through Dynamic Solutions LLC. So essentially, the reason why I built this mercenary company was to essentially give a home and purpose to me and my last comrade. And if I find some comrades along the way, excellent. If not, well, if they don't survive the first job, sucks to be them.
That's very sweet.
Oh, shit.
Little grim.
He doesn't say it like that. And he's not going to waste resources. I mean, come on. Human resources are resources, too.
Yeah.
That's mostly... Though expendability is mostly towards the subordinates, not you guys. His personal fault is gives too much weight to the voice in his head, which is Atex. And I'm just going to quickly get into her because I continually reference her. ATIX is a acronym. It stands for Advanced Tactical Intelligence Experimental. And like I mentioned at the beginning of the game, it was part of a distributed AI among the unit and their ship, but now she's restricted just in his head. So she was once very, 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 very smart. She is no longer, and she knows it, unfortunately, but she can't help but be herself and try. So she is a plausibly bad advisor, and he's likely to listen to her because she's his last comrade.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, so Raphael is a somewhat odd-looking Chimeran. He wears his light armor cut in the style that suggests almost a business suit. His feathers, unlike the picture that's in the book, check out the book, folks, instead of it being kind of puffy, he has very slicked back looking jet black feathers, but he also has like bright blue on like the edges of his wings and the tips of his wing feathers. That is like the bright blue that you kind of see in Birds of Paradise, that iridescent bright blue. There's also a area of that around his neck, though you're probably not going to see that because none of you is a good-looking bird chick. He also has a couple of like long feather crests at the top of his head, again in that bright blue, and he does paint his talons in the same color, which is essentially his one conceit to vanity. But the dude at this point says, "Screw it! I'll wear the conservative style, all that kind of stuff. I'll present myself as professional, but you're gonna have to deal with my feather color."
Fucking deal with it.
Are they dyed feathers?
When he was actually a member of the Special Forces, he was in brown, just brown.
Yeah. Does he dye his feathers, or are they naturally that?
Not dye his feathers.
No.
This is his natural color.
Yeah. Female Chimerans
are naturally black.
Yeah. Chimeran females are naturally much more muted in color, whereas Chimeran males are naturally very flamboyant color-wise.
Yeah, he just happens to have a very dark background with some really eye-popping feathers that are there. Yeah. And he habitually carries a pistol, which someone who has a decent knowledge of guns will know is armor-piercing, and a couple of kits on his belt with various things in them. You guys would know med and tools.
Yeah.
Not that my character knows anything about guns, but
he's got a pistol at his side. It looks like a nice one.
It looks like a fanciful pistol. Gotta enjoy them fanciful pistols.
Mm-hmm.
It's a gun. Bullets come out of the end with a hole in it, right? It's about.
What is the word on solid slug versus energy weapons?
They both exist. Basically, if you're from the Federation or Atlas space, you probably have a laser pistol. If you're from the frontier or around the Northco area, you probably not only have a solid slug weapon, but one specifically made by Hipfire LLC, which is the biggest gun manufacturer in this part of space.
Yeah, then it is an armor-piercing laser pistol. And it's actually probably Federation Spec Ops make, and is one of the things that he kept from the disaster.
Yeah. Like, from a purely fluffy perspective, basically the laser pistols tend to be less modifiable, but they're better built, whereas the solid slug weapons tend to be pretty easily customizable, but are, on the whole, a bit shabbier. In practice, they basically work exactly the goddamn same, because it's just a fluff thing.
Okay. So I guess we should probably get back to our planning of the heist.
Yeah, so anyway, you guys are playing out your heist. You kind of had more or less a plan down, but if you guys want to kind of like...
Yeah, so...
What is the plan as of right now?
Yeah, so the plan that we've got right now on the table is we go ahead and we insert our sneaky beaky. and the rest of us cause some ruckus and draw attention away from them. What is actually stored at this station?
The station, you don't know exactly what Atlas is storing here. That wasn't included in the dossier, but the location obviously has, just in order to keep up a front.
Would I know?
No, this would be something from after you were stolen.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, because it's using the front of essentially a gas station and shopping mall, they clearly are using at least some of that space to do that, to actually hold fuel and food and random junk that can be sold in stores to long haul truckers.
Let me rephrase. What is likely to be the thing with the greatest value to weight here?
Well, I mean, aside
Is
from whatever
fuel very
Atlas is
valuable?
secretly storing gas, the gas is not even so much because the gas is going to be super valuable, but because it's potentially explosive.
Gotcha.
So it'll be the most heavily protected.
Okay.
Then why don't we just, start with stopping for gas? So my character at this point is just thinking.
In universe,
And-
how much sense would this make for us to do an Atlas? Pseudo Atlas space.
That is not necessary. Our tank is nearly full.
Deception, Kaufman. Deception.
How much sense it would make would be, it wouldn't be too the thing is the fact that the fact that this thing isn't come under suspicion immediately is that it isn't entirely unrealistic. You had to be kind of pushing your luck to actually fly this close to Atlas space, but Atlas doesn't actually shoot up people unless they actually violate their territory. They'll get ornery if you.
Also in a Atlas ship.
Yeah, the fact that that's actually kind of what I was going to get to was, you guys are, under normal circumstances, it wouldn't be too suspicious. You could probably get away with it. The fact that you have famous ship and that the ship is famous because it is a stolen Atlas ship is going to make that a little bit harder.
Well, if we land on the other side of the planet and say that we made an emergency landing due to low fuel, and then drive my
Station.
car to the other.
It's a space station.
Oh, it's a station.
Yeah, if we fly down and we land on one of the planets
I
in
thought we were on
Atlas space.
If you all pile into the car and then drive it out the airlock.
With the correct use of demolitions, we
That
could
could
make this
actually
happen.
work.
Use your wings to propel us through the void of space.
Halo 2 style.
I just flew in from the Bloody Talon, and boy, are my wings tired.
Oh yeah, we'll rocket jump using a Warthog.
No, I was thinking with the Covenant bomb.
Oh my god. Damn it.
Oh,
We're gonna give it back, and then we slam the ship into the station.
So what kind of noise were you thinking of sting? I can. What kind
Well,
of?
it occurs to me that those fuel tanks are awfully explosive.
All right, distract and discuss plans for a little bit. I need the restroom. I'll be right back.
Okay.
That's fair. I mean, the fuel tanks are explosive. That goes without saying. But don't we want to leave the station mostly intact because its value to us is based on it being there?
No, the station's value to us is the thing that we can grab off of it in the job that we're about to do, along with any other targets of opportunity that we might be able to liberate. The station itself is an Atlas forward base.
Look, I've got no love for Atlas, but isn't its use to our client the fact that he's giving them information on a base that is still there?
He's giving the Federation information.
No, he's giving Norsco.
Oh, right, yeah, excuse me, Norsco.
Yeah, he wants to get out of Atlas space. His bargaining chip is the location of this base, and if we
His
blow it
bargaining
up,
chip is the briefcase that has details on the plans of Atlas to go ahead and expand into this space. This station is just one example of it. And frankly, going ahead and doing some proactive problem solving here might get us a little bit of extra.
Okay.
No, that's fair.
Did I miss anything important?
We might be blowing up the station.
Oh my Jesus Christ! Okay.
Or at least damaging it heavily.
Did you expect that?
No. Yeah.
It is us. I mean, consider that.
Well, okay, fair. No, it's okay. So context.
What,
context.
Duhad? Did you want us to start researching the patterns of plasma blasts on a piece of concrete again?
Okay, so just this is like a little bit of context of what Belil was asking there a second ago, though, because this is something worth noting. Like the other day, I told her that I was planning out like all the possible things that like you guys might do. She's like, have you thought about this one? I'm like, yeah, I thought about that one. Like this one? Yep. Like this one, oh boy, you better believe it. Like I have a list of like 30 goddamn things you guys might try, and I've planned for all of them. This I didn't plan for.
Take us through the list.
Okay.
Wait, how did you not plan for this one? You specifically said, you sounded like you were hinting at it before, like, they stock a lot of petrol on the station.
I was going to also say they don't, it's not as volatile, but like, okay, so like things I'd been planning for was if you guys sneak in, if you guys like do a frontal assault, if you guys like land Marine style and try and take the station, if you guys tried to like steal another ship and ram it into the station. If you tried to immediately dive in the contact in Atlas space like a suicidal jackass. If you had tried to just like immediately give up on the job and fly off to find another job. Like I had all these different plans. I never expected, oh, you know what we could do to steal this valuable piece of this valuable briefcase full of data? Blow everything up.
Captain, if I may throw in my two, what's the currency again? Pounds. If I may throw in my £2.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't believe blowing up the station would be the best course of action. For all we know, that could advance Atlas's plans and inconvenience our client further.
Potentially. And frankly, as I'm looking at it, I don't know that we'd be able to make it happen. I still think might be some room in going ahead and letting off some of their fuel supplies. That'd cause some nice chaos.
Oh yeah, I mean setting on fire is probably fine.
Well, what I'm thinking here is breaching the pressure vessels and having all their gas float out into space.
That also
works.
works.
I think the same thing.
And that'll make for a nice hazard for them. They'd need to do cleanup, all sorts of problems.
How big is this station?
Sorry, I was drinking tea. It's pretty big. I mean, it's not huge. It's not huge. But it's pretty big.
Are the internal spaces big enough to fly
in? They would if they were hollowed out. They're not hollowed out enough for you to be able to.
So what you're saying
they are okay. Sorry, I thought you were talking about the ship. Yes.
Okay, excellent. Good to know.
So what you're saying is that we can't just cut it open using our plasma cutter and then cause it to become a vacuum inside.
Here's the thing. You guys could probably, with the weapon you have, what's your weapons power?
We've got weapons power 6.
You might be able to like cut through it in like a shot, but you'd probably.
Wait, hold on. I give a +2 to attack rolls using the ship.
Okay, I'm more just saying like the amount of damage that you'd be putting out versus the amount of like, armor plates. Like the thing is, with a mining drill, like with the weapon you chose, you could do it, but it would probably require you to sit still to do it. Like you'd actually have to like mine,
which would make us a big target.
Yeah, which would make you very, very targetable.
Okay, so we don't want. So going ahead and blowing the entire station to vacuum is probably a no-go.
Well, that is unless we already have someone making a distraction, driving all their forces somewhere else.
Yeah.
So
that wouldn't draw
time to blow it.
Kaufman, that wouldn't draw off the security fighters.
What about
out of character? But yeah. Fair.
What about the fuel lines themselves? If
That's what I'm thinking.
If we disengage those, they would have to at least send repair crews and probably a contingent of armed people to make sure that nothing goes wrong.
Again, I'm thinking the pressurized tanks. Even if they don't actually detonate, we could definitely cause quite a mess for them. I'm going to look over at Linda. Linda, are you up for a space dive?
Define space dive out of character.
Jumping out of the ship in a spacesuit to infiltrate.
Hell yeah.
It's it's like one of the Star Trek movies.
Yes.
This is what I fucking live for.
Are you up for babysitting a couple?
What?
Me.
Are you? Yes.
You know it.
Okay. I'm thinking we might send in some infiltrators with you, just to make sure that you're not entirely on your own, and to make sure that you can grab any opportunity targets that might be there outside of the briefcase.
Just curious, who were you thinking of sending?
Some of the actual infiltrators I have on payroll.
I just remembered that my brains goes from 10 to 13, so any of the rolls that I rolled that involved brains was supposed to have a +3.
Oh, yeah, that actually... Well, okay. To be fair, you didn't fail any brains rolls that...
That's true.
Affected, so you're fine. But yeah, definitely keep that in mind, because that's useful to know. Okay, so yeah, DeFrog, you actually, you call up a couple of infiltrators, and, because you have subordinates, you have... a large number of people who work for you.
Yeah. Actually, how many people are you up for babysitting?
I could probably manage up to 2.
Okay. We'll think about exactly how many we're going to deploy on this. Okay,
like
so now the
stealth
question is,
infiltration.
does our distraction team do this entirely from space, or do we land?
Well, I mean, depends. If it depends on how we want to do it.
I actually have an idea for maximum drama here, so I'm going to go out of character. Morath, you don't have any ship operation skills, right?
Correct.
Okay, so what I'm thinking is that you might end up being the getaway driver for our little infiltration team.
I can do that. I can also paint up my car to look like one of their military vehicles.
That actually might be a better infiltration option, but we need a way to get you close enough.
Yeah, let me spend these 3 hours so I can paint my fly-ass vehicle.
To be fair, you do have that time.
Yeah.
And actually,
Also,
Kaufman,
a removable paint job is also pretty easy to install as well.
Yeah, actually, here's the thing. Kaufman is willing, this is important, if Kaufman is willing to do this, he could, try to convince them that you guys are an official Atlas vehicle. It would be difficult because this ship is not a standard issue Atlas design. It was an experimental vehicle that was stolen, but again, he is an Atlas AI. He could potentially do it.
What type of...
Well, the fact that the ship is famous...
The ship is essentially a prototype for one of their special operations
What
teams,
skill
right?
would that even require?
You'd probably be needing to use your smooth talking.
Yeah, I don't have that, so that would
probably
be...
not a good idea.
Well,
Okay.
is your smooth talking plus what?
That would be brains. So
it would be a +13.
Yeah, it'd be 1d10 plus 13, which could still potentially be pretty good. You need
Could
a 7.
Kaufman go ahead and assist me in that, since I do have smooth talking?
You could, but the thing is, you would need, because you don't
shit,
actually
there.
have an Atlas ID blocker. You would have to be showing yourself on camera, and a Shamerin is not going to be working for
No, I
Atlas.
don't. All I need to do is go ahead and show the Atlas logo. We've even got that on
True, you
record.
do have one recorded. That is true. Yeah, because
Or
At
we
that
could just
point-
use mine.
Yeah. And at that point, all I would need to do is go ahead and, speak in Hoxlassig, which I could do over a communications link. I can mostly get away with having a not perfect accent.
Okay, yeah, you know what? That's fine. Yeah, they are mercenaries. They are not Atlas citizens. They do not natively speak the language. They might not notice if you sound like you're a bit accented.
And what's more, we were originally a special operations ship. Most of those kind of ships have codes that don't ask too many questions.
This is true. You could try it. So yeah, this is going to require this is going to require all of you to be making some different rolls. Morath,
that's more interesting.
Yeah, Morath, you're going to need to paint the car. Zombie, you're going to need to infiltrate. Belil, you're going to need to pass muster as an active security thing, and Defrog is going to have to.
What's the original name of the ship? We're just going to call it the Bismarck.
Yeah, we're gonna call it the Bismarck. That's why the security code was just defaulted to Bismarck.
Oh man, maybe this might have not been a stolen ship. Could have just been a fucking rat.
Those damn Federation Ferry Swordfish security fighters, always giving us trouble.
God. Oh, Lord.
I rolled a 30 on the paint job, by the way.
Okay. What did you actually roll? Like, what were your numbers? Your dice numbers?
My dice numbers was a 9 and a 5.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
So perfect. So yeah, it takes you a while. Like, you don't half-ass this job, but you finally managed to get your car painted up nice and proper.
And I'm also taking pains to make sure that I can just peel off the paint job so that my old paint job shines through once the job's over.
Okay, actually,
I'm
going to give you an opportunity to earn an XP here. You can do it in such a way where it's easily peeled off and you don't risk damaging your car at all. But it's going to leave a potential flaw in this disguise. Do you want to play to your flaw and get an XP for this, but leave a potential flaw that could, upset the operation?
I think that everything else going on, these are mercenaries. It's a potential flaw in the paint job, but it's also not one that they'll probably notice.
Okay.
And even if they do, they have orders from a ship that they're not supposed to ask questions from.
Fair enough. Okay.
So, yeah, I think I can pull it off.
All right then.
I'll do that.
Okay, take a GFP, and that flaw has been added to that is now a complication, but hopefully one that will not affect the overall operation. And I'm just going to make
Speaking of which, I'm going to go to private link here.
Okay.
Atix, check me. I'm not going too far on this one, am I?
No. This all seems pretty reasonable. I think this should work. If everyone does their jobs right, then there shouldn't be any problems.
Okay.
Robot gives bad advice.
The really sad part about this? Technically, I think I hit both the personal goal and the fault on that one.
Yeah. No, you definitely count. At least on the flaw on that one. So
are you saying that we're all going to be doing this? Oh
potentially.
boy.
Yeah. So.
Well, I mean, the reason I was saying the goal is because the dude is expanding the job to make a bigger splash.
Yeah. Okay. So Kaufman.
Mm-hmm.
What is your personal flaw and personal goal?
My personal goal is to repair my emotion core and then and feelings or whatever, all that shit.
Okay.
Just feel more living. Yeah, and then role-playing fault is cannot emote beyond the program tone, and then also follows some basic morality, mostly based in Atlas law.
Okay, so I'm going to offer you an opportunity to get a point here. Now, normally, as I said before, you should be saying hey, I want to do this, but I'm gonna, just because it's the first session and stuff, I'm gonna try and give people some pointers or some nudges. So I'm going to say, Belil, Kaufman doesn't necessarily think that infiltrating and subverting these mercenaries working for the Atlas Corporation is such a great idea. He might be tempted to drop a hint or to screw up the plan slightly to let Atlas have a tip-off so that they don't necessarily get screwed over.
What do you mean that I wasn't I wasn't planning on that from the beginning at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to make a little note there. So if you play to that flaw, you don't get a point right now, but if you play to that flaw, you will get a point. And finally, yeah, Zombie, your flaw is morals. Nothing.
No, I'm making fun of the fact that that's Delio's character.
Right.
Wow, thanks.
Delio's character flaw, morals. Okay, what is your your thing was score a heist. What's your drawback? Kleptomania. Okay, that one we can definitely do something with once you get on board and had to steal just that one briefcase. And nothing else.
Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and walk over to Linda.
All right.
If you spot any AI tech in there, grab it.
She makes an okay sign and gives a wink.
Okay.
Blue.
So, all right. So you guys have all worked out the things. So are you moving forward to do the plan?
Yes.
Okay. So
just a quick summary of the plan, please. So that
that's what I wanted to go over.
All right. More. I'll let you do it in character then, because that'll be fun.
Okay. So our plan is to drop Linda and infiltrators by space dive for insertion into the secure facility. After which, the Blooded Talon running under the call sign Bismarck will go ahead and land under the auspices of being a Atlas Spec Ops team checking on the area. At that point, we will disgorge, Red's APC onto the station to go ahead for quick extraction. Should issues come up and a distraction is needed, we will then engage the station's fuel systems with the Blooded Talon, with the intent not to destroy the station, but to spill as much fuel as we can to give them a hazard and a need to clean up this to keep their profits high. If all goes well, we might be able to take that shot on the way out after Linda has ghosted the entire thing and Red has picked them up with no one the wiser. I doubt it's going to go that well. And then he smiles, but that's where the fun begins, isn't it?
You realize I've also never done this kind of job before, right?
Good time to learn. All you need to do...
Should have stayed in school.
All you need to do is drive off the ship, keep hidden, don't answer to anyone. The code should cover you. Drive up, extract our people, drive back. If things go wrong, you'll just be doing it a little bit faster.
Well, that's what she's built for.
One question.
Any questions and modifications?
Zombie just asked.
Yeah, Zombie had a question.
How we're hitching a ride with Red, but
Yes.
how are we actually getting off the station?
We will stop by the optimal docking location. We will force our way in if necessary. If we're lucky, we'll just be sitting there and you'll have a nice trundle onto the ship.
Well, I mean, it's just like the end of Halo 1 again. Or Halo 3, probably. Right?
Both of them, actually.
Yeah, you go off a ramp and land in the Pelican.
Easy.
Yeah,
In this case, the Pelican just happens to be a transport.
Yeah,
This is such a bad idea.
it's a great idea. What are you talking about? If all this fails, we can just blow up the entire station.
Yes. In which case, you might want to keep your vac suit sealed.
Probably wouldn't be a bad idea.
Oh, yeah, modification. Can I borrow one of those from the armory?
Yeah, you can do that.
There's one with your name on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they're bulky. They're going to slow you down a little bit if you're wearing them, but like you can wear it.
All right. It's a bit of a risk, but this business has never been without risk. Everyone get prepped, get on comms, let's do this.
All right.
All right.
I'm going to go ahead and turn to the infiltrators. Okay. What Linda says goes. I want you to support her, back her up, make sure that things go well.
Yes, sir.
What species are they?
Probably humans.
Yeah, probably humans.
Okay. Because that's going to affect what I say.
That's fair. Yes, okay, there are a couple of humans, and they're both like, yes, yes, sir, and then they fall in behind Linda.
Yeah, I'm actually going to take Linda to the side. Don't let them give you trouble. I want your honest opinion and assessment on them when you're done.
she does the same AOK sign and wink. Don't worry, Captain. I got you.
God.
So wait,
Excellent.
there is green as me on this?
No, they're not that green.
Fair.
But I also
As
know
far
that
as
she
pointers
is a
and filtration.
specialist. And she knows the job a lot better than, the infiltration job better than I do, and certainly better than they do.
Yeah. Like, subordinates are not, like, super awesome, highly trained badasses. They're kind of like Star Trek red shirts.
Yeah, I mean, frankly, I'm sending them mostly as extra targets in case things go wrong and pack mules for her.
Just so people are aware, the fact that I am psionic is unknown
Fair enough.
to people.
That's fair, yeah.
Yeah.
Most people don't go around telling other people they're psionic, because psionics are kind of, like, iffy in most people's books. Like, unless you're Jedi, you probably not super used to dealing with psionics and find them mildly off-putting.
Well, they're one of the Federation prime races, aren't they?
Yes, they are. Like, the Federation citizens don't mind them as
Keep in mind,
much. because-
Shamarins kind of fucking hate
Yeah,
the Jedi.
yeah. The Shamarins do not like the Jedi at all, but you would be used to them more than other people. But like people not from the Federation or who didn't grow up around Jedi.
Worthless,
probably-
annoying pains in my feathers.
Yeah, they're a
Always
bunch of
with
fucking
bookkeeping.
hippie douchebags who are like, oh, we should be friends with everybody. Oh.
Okay, so when he was doing that whole spiel about that it's interesting to hear a person from Atlas actually saying this rather than the crazies in the Federation, just rewind a little bit and say those Jundai fucks.
Okay, fair enough. They'd totally be the people who'd be saying stuff like that.
Those slime hippies.
Yeah, like
Yes, the slime balls.
there's
Thank
essentially like a Dove and Hawk party, and the like Shamarins are super Hawk, and the Jedi are super Dove. Like,
I take offense to you putting the noble Dove in their place.
and obviously that's like broad cultural stereotypes. Many individuals are not following along
If a
those.
human
like,
says it, they're going to get a talon across the face.
Fair enough. But okay, so you guys okay then? So yeah, Bleal, you are actually the one flying the ship, so
Yep.
it is on you as to when you guys will like jump in.
Right now.
Okay. Yeah, it's like warp. Like well, it's not like a warp. You guys kind of just jump, and there's like this, shudder, and then poof, you suddenly are just in, like, closer proximity to the station. And
Apex position check.
position, like we are, 30 seconds from hailing range.
All right.
Wait, if there's if Ajax were to be plugged into the system and there were two AIs, would we get a +6?
No, you can only have one in at a time. Ajax
Oh,
is
okay.
currently not actually plugged in. She's like,
Okay,
like
good.
She's like
If
jacked
she
in rather than
If she
actually
was
being
plugged
in.
then AI cannibalism would be really fun.
oh god, yeah, no. She's basically firewired into the system, whereas you're actually like hard, like plugged in.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's like, we're, approaching, like we'll be within hailing distance soon. It appears they are preparing to scan us. They have begun scanning us.
All right, let's get this deception going.
There's a little bit of the channel bloop 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 bloop. Actually, no, it does not pop up with the Atlas thing. It actually pops up with the Typhoon sign, which is like a.
That'd be ours, though.
Okay, that is yours, yeah. But like what you see is like this kind of rushing, watery sound, like a little swirl goes through the thing. It's like, and then Typhoon.
Imagine the artists
Tempest,
that
yes,
got
sorry,
paid
Tempest,
to do
yeah.
this shit.
Okay. Well, yeah, no, like in
Or
this
in
world,
the case of
they're, like,
Atlas being forced to by gunpoint.
yeah, pretty much. But like, no, like, well, they're like super patriotic.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
but like, no, yeah, there's like a lot of
5,000 volts of patriotism.
yeah, there's like a lot of like demand for like artists to do like graphic design for various like companies and individuals. But yeah, you get like this little like fancy logo, and then it, you know, swirls out, and you get the black and white, you know, grainy image of a Typhoon like control agent, you know, like a station control agent going like, this is the what is I'm assuming you're running under the wait, do you have false
Under
plates?
Bismarck.
Yeah.
What?
Did you get the second ID?
Oh shit, no, we didn't do that.
Okay, so like Bloody Talon. State your business.
It's Bismarck.
Bismarck.
Variable ID is on the fritz.
I see.
I'm going to rattle off the code block. Okay.
Roll me a thing for that.
For the what?
The fake ID codes, like the.
Okay, so it's not the fake ID code. It's the code that says we're special ops. Don't ask too many questions.
Right, fair enough. But yeah, like.
Let's see. Brains and smooth talking.
Brains is smooth talking.
Oh yeah, I have to roll, don't I?
Well, do you want to assist with this?
With the
deception.
brains and oh, the deception.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I'm gonna add some cool shit on top of that, like
Go
a
ahead.
little spice on top of it.
All right, roll it then. Yeah.
All right. So that's an
Dropping off
18.
somebody to fix the lavatories.
I got an 18.
Okay. Noted. DeFrog, what did you get?
27.
27.
Do we have like radio connection to each other? Like
Yeah, you have like internal radios.
headset?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And for the record, I am speaking in Haas Classic for this.
That's fair. He was speaking in Neo-German, but he like pulls out like a little like phrase book thing and like, okay.
State your ID.
What? Oh, he rattles up, like, just like surprised. He like rattles off like 568 42, you know, B7.
Checking internal systems for alignment with Atlas security code.
Comes up
There's
positive.
Positive. You're not Xeno scum.
No. Yes, we are human on the station.
I am Kaufman, and my feathered Bismarck captain.
Feathered. The hell do you mean feathered?
My
the core,
captain.
the core has a sense of humor.
I see.
I killed a shaman and wore him as a headdress for a while.
Gruesome.
Holy fuck.
Oh, damn!
Okay, so basically, like, just for the record, like the guy's actually kind of off put by this because this is like the equivalent of like telling someone who's kind of like a racist, like, oh yes, no, like they said I was black. That's just because I cut off a black dude's face and like slapped it on my own face. It's like, whoa, okay. I mean, like, I don't like that either, but.
And then
that's hardcore.
he took
Wow.
shoe polish and. Oh, I imagine the equivalent of blackface among the Jundi would be covering yourself in glue and then putting feathers on.
Tar and feathering is the equivalent of blackface in Jedi.
Yeah.
Fucking Featherface.
Oh man, this is awful.
Oh god, damn it. Okay, anyway, so oh
Not
my
only
God.
is it like telling another racist, I cut off a black man's face and wore it on my own. It's a black man telling a racist, I cut off a black man's face and wore it on my own.
Don't you know you have to wash your hands after all those cross burnings? Look, it's coming right off.
Oh god. Oh my god, no, and like oh god,
No, essentially what I'm going for is this guy is crazy, and you don't want any part of him.
Yeah. No, the guy is like kind of getting that feel from you. He's like, okay, fair enough. Well,
You will open a berth.
yes, we will have a, we have a dock open to you on the back area. Docking areas, Z7.
Do not ask any questions, or this will be reported, because all conversations are to be recorded under law number 573, subsection A through Z. Recording each and every detail of conversations between Atlas personnel by AI is to be reported.
Understood. AI.
Kaufman.
Kaufman. AI Kaufman, you are free to dock, and of course we will comply with all Atlas regulations.
This is
Very good. Bismarck out.
Right. Yeah. This
Scared the shit out of them. I love it.
so,
I could have just rolled intimidation instead of the just smooth talking, couldn't I?
could have.
I have 3 intimidation.
Frankly, after that last one, I think that Raphael might have to pick up intimidation as his next skill.
Might not be bad. Okay, so you guys got that all sorted out, but now it's time for the actual dangerous part.
Go for dive.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, as you guys are like pulling in, you're gonna try and jump out. Now, the way you're gonna dive is you use survival to effectively like move yourself around in space. But since I'm imagining most of you guys don't have that, what the pilot can do is the pilot can make a spaceship flying test to make this much easier for you.
I can do that.
Yeah. Nice.
All right, so it's a spaceship piloting test.
Yep, spaceship piloting plus your space plus the ship's handling.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
7, I think.
no, it's 6.
6, my bad.
But I do get a +3. So it's my piloting plus handling, right?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So that is a. I think I have a calculator here. Oh man.
And the resulting number.
That's 27.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So you're gonna make this real easy on them. So Zombie Cam, you and your hombres are going to make a agility plus survival test, or 1d10 plus agility if you don't have survival.
The best part is if you crit fail.
Oh, hey, the infiltrators actually have agility.
Yeah. Yep. And this is going to be a relatively easy one because Belial just made the Kaufman just made this approach real easy for you.
Okay. Good, because I don't have survival.
Yeah.
Where's my dice roller?
Oh.
Okay. 1d10 plus
Oh, never mind.
10.
And then in the darkness
20.
of
I rolled a 10.
Nice.
Should I go ahead and roll for them?
Yeah, please roll for them.
Okay.
Total of 20.
Perfect. Yeah, you're good. And we'll see with the frog about what these agents of mayhem do.
Okay, and let's see. They're just basic is going to be, what, 5 then?
Yep.
Okay.
So 5 plus a d10. But they only
Oh,
need
plus
to,
1d10. Okay.
Yeah, plus 1d10. But they only need to get a 10 because of the excellent job Bill did.
Well, it's a good thing that was a 7 and a 6.
Yeah, that's very lucky. So as you guys are like approaching, this is very, very cool, very cinematic. Like as you guys are like flying in, the like hatch opens just slightly on the ship, and as like air is sucked out into space, 3 black suited figures like are sucked right out into the vacuum, and then using like little pulleys, they yank themselves along with the ship and fly like silently into the landing bay. And like,
could I say that Linda fires an arrow with
a
like
little rope to it? Okay, yeah, sure. Actually, that's how you do it then. Yeah, you fire like this arrow with a
magnetic
metal,
arrow.
Yeah, a magnetic arrow with like a little steel line attached to it. Hits the surface, and like the two infiltrators grab onto your shoulders.
Keep the magnetic part for later, so that you can start climbing using 2 magnet arrows.
They're not super strong magnets, but they're strong enough for this job. And they, you
Are we not in 0 gravity?
Yeah, you're basically in 0G, so that's like, yeah.
By the way, the guys' names are Alan Aronson and Bob. Need a B last name. Bob Bernstein.
All right, so Alan and Bob, the
A and B.
A and B, go with you, and the two of you. Oh, that's perfect. The two of you, like the two of them along with you, zombie, like slide into place, and you guys like hit the deck and manage to get yourselves back up and moving before the station kind of like reseals the exit. It isn't like sealed to the outside; it's just kind of like given like a little force field thing to prevent the whole area from being a vacuum. And as you land and are able to kind of get your bearings back together, you see a number of security operatives are making their way towards the ship in what looks like some sort of greeting party. So you guys are able to kind of scurry out of the way of that. But you are now inside the base, and the security is around. Yeah.
I guess they're air ducts.
There are air ducts, yes.
Okay, using my little knowledge of spacecraft, would climbing through the air ducts be dangerous?
Roll me a knowledge plus brains.
A knowledge
Actually,
plus air ducts.
Can I consult the other boys?
May I make a suggestion here?
Go ahead.
Lock picking.
It's probably a good one.
It's technically your security skill, so it should cover infiltration.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fine. Lock picking. Yeah, roll security. Roll security. Plus your brains in this case.
Should I just change the name of lockpicking to
to
infiltration?
security? Yeah.
We'll have a lot of those to update.
Yep.
Okay. So.
Okay. Alan doesn't have anything, but Bob came up with a 20.
Okay, yeah. Bob is
Plus
going.
brains?
Yeah, plus brains.
Yeah. Yeah, brains and
I may as well make the roll.
security.
Yeah. I'm gonna let you actually get the knowledge because you're the PC. If you succeed, but if you don't, Bob probably has it.
I rolled a 10 on my last roll. I rolled a 1 on this one.
Oh.
Total of 13.
Yeah. Okay. Bob will take care of you. So Bob says, actually, if we go up through the air ducts, we, based on the blueprints we saw earlier, we should be able to, follow those all the way into the main storage area. There, if we are quiet enough, and if there's enough of a distraction, we should be able to slip right out, get the case, and get out of there before anyone's any the wiser.
It's Bob saying this?
Yeah, it's Bob.
Okay.
Bob.
I nod at Bob and say, "Good. That's what I was hoping you'd say."
Glad to live up to your reputation, ma'am. To your expectations, ma'am.
Well, then we continue through the air ducts.
Okay. So while you're doing that, we're going to cut back to the ship where you guys are being hailed by the ground crew, who would like to have a word with you all.
Okay.
You do have that that newly atlasized ground vehicle that you can probably use to help sell your story.
Yeah, I'm going to I know that I put in the flaw, and hopefully that won't screw up the plan. But you know what? Screw it. Yeah.
Yeah, screw the
they're
plan.
No, but I'm
the
gonna.
issue is
I also
you don't speak
know.
the language.
Send the shamer in.
I do not, but they don't.
Wait.
They don't. I can fake their accent, and they do speak my language.
Okay, here's what we do. All right. And this is out of the character that I'm saying this, by the way.
All right.
All right, Kit.
Mhm.
Have your character cut off his face, wear it as a hat, and then claim to be.
Wait a second. We've got an artist. Can we generalize that over to disguise making?
No.
Even if it's at a
a disadvantage, yes. A disadvantage, yes. But
what we could do is make it look like my face has been partially cut off.
Oh god. Okay, so another option is, since you
No,
need
what I was actually thinking is we go ahead and have Red play the part of an auxiliary, because this is kind of Raggedy Edge sort of area where we might actually have, they're still humans, even if maybe not Atlas, for dealing with more native populations.
Why aren't you just speaking to her ear and say all the shit?
Because she wouldn't be able to pronounce it
Fine.
properly. That being said, I could just go ahead and, transmit voice out of her APC, and they could see in and see her.
Even better.
Yeah,
You just sent
what I
me
could do-
down there.
yeah.
You also do that.
You look like a bug.
I know.
The other thing is, since you're just going to use Herb's mouthpiece anyway, you could always try the classic John Woo strategy of cutting off both of your faces, swapping them, and then.
That's true. You could.
Well,
do
the
that.
face-off gambit has been used many times in many unheralded but very effective operations. Unfortunately, I have wings.
Yeah, that's true. That would screw up.
So,
Wait, I love the idea
what
that
I
you just
think I'll
implied that you
with
do
this-
cut off your face all the time.
Oh, yeah, it's
so,
it's a Federation strategy.
I'm gonna
gonna go
draw
ahead
that
and-
on the
Speaking
fucking
of being
character now.
sarcastic.
It's just scars around the face.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and say, look, I'll go down there. I'll claim that you're too busy to make an in-person appearance, but that you can, and I'll feed you a direct line through my speaker system.
Good move, Red. Get moving.
Yeah, say that to them.
Yeah. So I'm going to get out and drive out in my car.
Okay. So yeah, you they move out to greet you at the boarding ramp, and as the boarding ramp lowers, this car just drives down the thing, decked out in Atlas colors, and growling as it trundles down the ramp.
That's gonna give it to you.
It's gonna give it to you.
And they're like, "What the fuck is going on here?" The boss, the guy who looks like he's in charge, steps up to the window side and is taps on the glass and is like, "Excuse me."
Yeah, I'm gonna roll down the window and give him the sorry, but this is my job look.
Excuse
Hey.
me, miss. We were expecting to talk with the captain of the Bismarck.
Well, I'm sure you heard from earlier, but he's not exactly one to really get out in non-Atlas space.
Understandable.
Which is why, and he doesn't like his actual Atlas crew doing it, which is why he sent an auxiliary.
Oh, you're a mercenary.
Auxiliary medical personnel.
Even Atlas is having to, even Atlas agents are having to, bring in contractors now. It seems. All right. He.
I'm going, and he's like, I also happen to be bilingual. It helps.
He shrugs.
Lying out my ass, but
He kind of shrugs, I would imagine it would be useful. Well, not to denigrate your job, we're all working towards the greater good of humanity. So, What is it that your captain requires here?
Well, he wanted me to check out the people in command and make sure that they are maintaining their protocols for, personal health. On top of that, there was some system stuff that he wanted to look at, but that's not my part of the job.
He looks a little confused and, very slightly suspicious. He says, "We had an inspection less than a month ago, and the usual inspectors don't come in, such ostentatious, ships. For an actual
again,
open
the
Atlas,
medical...
vehicle to be visiting us, I imagine it would be something more serious than a simple inspection."
Well, you see...
Am I listening into this?
Yeah, both you and Kaufman can hear this.
Well,
Okay, I'm going to click on, yes, you simpleton, it is more serious than this. And you do not have clearance to know.
It is classified.
He immediately stops and snaps to attention. It's like, of course,
Name,
sir, I apologize.
number.
Edric Masterson, sir. Apologies. 75612.
Position.
He's
Head of security.
Yeah, he's head of security on the station and junior, senior executive at junior, executive at the what the fuck was it? Typhoon? Tempest, thank you. Tempest.
It is a shame that you will have to have a report sent in to
Yes,
Atlas.
Kaufman logged that.
Sorry.
Sir,
However,
sir,
you
yeah.
may not be receiving your bonus for disrupting and questioning higher personnel.
Bonus,
Um,
sir.
Is your senior executive on the station?
Yes, sir. Yes, he is just dealing with a personal. He's dealing with a business concern with with Atlas Prime.
Hold on. I want to... I'm going to chime in. Wait, do you meet every ship that comes in into the station?
I'm sorry, ma'am?
Do you greet every ship that comes in on the station?
No, ma'am. Only ships that specifically bear Atlas insignia and are displaying Atlas codes. That's high-ranked security codes. Also, this is not the normal entrance. This is the secure entrance. We mostly use it for, high-ranking officials and cargo.
Have
Do
you
you
been
not
into
know
the
the codes?
Have you been into the into the main entrance recently?
No, ma'am. We have someone on guard there, ma'am. We haven't had any, problems.
Well, again, why do you think I'm here? You pull off every guard that is off shift. They may be infected.
Infected, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna roll a knowledge medicine. I'm gonna roll a brains medicine real quick.
Roll brains medicine for me.
Recent plant-like disease
God.
has been cropping up around
Oh my god.
Atlas place.
All right, it's good that I get a plus 14 to this. 28.
Okay, yeah, you passed.
I'm gonna what disease would not start showing symptoms within the last week? Like, can I just
Parasite.
name one off the top of my head?
Yeah, like a parasitic, you can just say parasitic infection.
Does Norseco use any biological warfare?
They do. They sometimes do. They don't
Pick
usually
one of those.
Yeah, it's it would literally just have a name like ZH46 or something, because it would just be a biological agent. But yeah, you could claim it something like that.
We believe that ZH-47 has been deployed in this sector.
Good Lord. Good God. All right. Of course. He taps at communication things. This is this is Erickson. That we need to. This is Masterson. We need a emergency quarantine. All crew report to the sick bays. Close down the primary hangar. Escort any remaining civilians off station.
Yes. And when was the last time that you inspected your personnel?
Well, we haven't for a bit. He as you two are talking about this, inside a hatch in an air duct in the main storage facility slides open, and 3 figures drop down to the floor.
Atlas law requires bi-monthly.
Well, no, we're to zombie because zombie hasn't had a chance to do anything for a bit.
I know.
Yeah,
I was going to say a joke about cavity and
Bi-monthly? Man, bi-weekly.
bi-monthly cavity inspections of all personnel.
Twice a day, body cavity
Bi-monthly.
inspections.
Just shoving stuff.
I suppose this is the Raggedy Edge. Yeah, bi-monthly.
Yeah.
Once every 2 months.
Oh God. But yeah, zombie cam.
All right, so we've made it there. What do we
You've
see?
made there. You've slipped out. Roll me a stealth plus agility, just to start us off. And
Agility.
defrog. Roll me for your guys.
Doing so. Okay.
27.
Okay, you are stealthy as a. God damn it.
Let's see. Bob gets a 21. Or sorry, Alan gets a 21. Bob is better. Bob gets a 25.
Okay, you guys are all doing pretty well. Though.
Bob.
Bob is a motherfucking machine.
Bob is gunning for a promotion.
Okay, but yeah, so you kind of duck behind some crates. This is some Tempest guards start walking past, and they're kind of saying "Hey, did you hear about this quarantine? What the hell's going on with that?" I don't know. The boss got a bug up his butt about something. And they walk past, and Bob, the fucking badass, looks at you and says, "All right, boss, what's the plan?"
So what's the layout from here?
You are basically in a large warehouse-like area. There are stacked up crates all over the place, most of which are marked with various company marks. You see some Kaiser Corp stuff, you see some Norse Coast stuff, you see some Atlas stuff, you see from all over the damn place. Most of it is just bulk supplies and things that either people need to live or people are selling on the the stores up front. You do see a number of of weapons crates, though, most of which actually are Atlas labeled. They are not stacked anywhere near the large super space steel. I don't know what the alloy is going to be called, but basically the space steel.
Plasteel.
Plasteel, tanks that contain the fuel. And over to the side, you see a familiar area of stuff that is a lot of bureaucratic paperwork, filing cabinets of records, and a familiar briefcase tipped along between a pair of crates.
Right. Okay, run over to the briefcase stealthily.
Okay. So it's gonna take you a little bit of you have to kind of walk through there. It's it's kind of out in the open. There's not a lot of people in them. Everyone's kind of moving into quarantine, but the quarantine location is through this warehouse. So every now and then, employees from a different part of the station walk through.
If it's since it's a warehouse, would there be say rafter type?
Yeah, there are raised areas, and those are pretty deserted. It looks like the people who were working up there were the first people to get the order and go down to quarantine.
Would repelling be a good idea? If we like rappel down from
Yeah,
there?
I mean it's definitely like it's trading out some of the risk of being seen with the risk of having to, rappel down like a stealthy badass. But if you're good at that, it's an option.
Okay, let's do that then.
Okay. So yeah, you like sneak up onto the rafters, slide over the thing, and now make a repelling roll. The two infiltrators are going to like wait for you to do this because they're not going to risk doing it themselves.
What's my repelling? How do I roll for that?
Well, because that is
Sneak
really
or
yeah, just roll.
Lockpick. Since we're changing
do
lockpick to
a
like infiltration.
security. Make a security check.
Okay, I'm gonna change lockpick to security.
Because you're doing like your silly Tom Cruise and Mission Impossible thing right now.
21.
Okay, yeah. So like,
I rolled 110 and everything else is pretty bad.
okay, fair enough though. But yeah, you like slide down and like how like do a little flip and get yourself just above the case. And just as you're about to pick it up, you notice to the side, there's this beautiful, absolutely beautiful statuette. This golden, encrusted with emeralds thing, like the statue of a horse or something. You don't fucking know. It's some dumb bullshit. Who cares? But it looks
Some alien animal.
Yeah, it looks super valuable.
Space cow.
And it's heavy.
Like emeralds in its eyes or something.
Oh yeah. It's heavy though.
Okay. Alright, can I roll for... I'll either do them separately or together. Roll some sort of make sure there's no tripwires or pressure plates underneath these super valuable...
Roll me security.
Okay. It's exactly bro.
So senses, plus senses.
21 again.
That was with senses?
No, it wasn't. Hold on, let me just...
Yeah, roll with senses, not agility. This isn't an agility check.
Oh man.
Actually, no, this is notice. This is
specialized.
notice plus senses.
Okay, well I may as well just roll a whole new thing then.
Yeah, just roll.
Look with your special eyes.
Your specialized zombie.
Look with them. Or else.
Right. 10?
10?
Hold on, I can't remember what the what the base requirement for passing a roll is.
It's not 10.
It's 20.
And that's not a normal check. It's safe.
Okay, yeah, it's safe.
Oh,
Oh my god, it's Winter. Okay, yeah, so
Oh wow! Hey Winter, remember last night when you said that you wouldn't, pass out before the game?
I do, and I feel bad.
Well, you're here for the end of it at least, but okay, we'll get you involved in a second. First though, Zombie, I want to compel your flaw that you are a kleptomaniac.
Mm.
You're gonna pick
Well,
this thing up.
The briefcase is worth 10 resource points as well to me,
Oh, yeah,
not
it's worth a
including how
lot.
much it is.
But here's the thing:
So,
you can
yeah.
grab that and the statue,
yeah.
and you checked; it's safe.
What if I'm going to grab the suitcase? Would I still get the floor if I grab the suitcase, take it up to the others because I know something's probably going to go wrong, and then go back
Rappel
down
to the, yeah, I'll
to
let
get
you
it
know-
myself
yeah, I'll let you
and
do
tell
that.
them to
Yeah.
to run off ahead.
Okay, sure, you can do that. Yeah. So yeah,
Alright.
you lose your backup. They'll go off back, and you're going
Wait,
to go
wait,
back to the
wait.
statue.
They're going to go ahead and ask you if you want them to grab anything while they're there. Maybe the weapons or...
I say, yeah, go skim past
They
the
are
questions quickly.
the stuff is in crates. It's going to take a little time to actually get open.
They have security.
Okay, fair enough. So they're going to still be around when you go down to the statue.
oh.
So yeah, while they're working at the getting these crates
Okay.
open, you slide down.
I'll grab the statue.
All right, you grab the statue. As soon as you do,
Or they're at the crate.
yeah, while they're opening the crates, you grab the statue. As soon as you lift it up, there's a piercing siren. As something, there's like a little light underneath it, flashes you.
It's still valuable.
It's very valuable.
Okay, good. It hasn't like broken or anything.
Oh, what a
Quick
shame.
thing with Alan and Bob.
Yep.
Bob looks over at Alan and goes, "Damn it, man! You weren't supposed to set off the alarm."
Dang, if I was.
The funny thing is,
Yeah.
Alan got a 19. Bob passed his check again.
Oh my god.
If I was down there, then I could hack the system and turn off the.
Maybe you
Insane.
could.
So can I.
But
What a darn
but
shame.
here's what happens: is as that starts going, the two people who you watch just leave come back out, drawing their guns, and they see you.
Okay, I cut the wire
Stop right there, thief!
and land still. Okay, what are my options here?
I
I could run into the shadows, or I could kill these two. I'm going to. Could I get behind cover and then take a shot?
Yes, yeah. You're going to roll for initiative though, because this is now a fight.
Easy. How do I do that?
Roll 1d10.
2d10?
Yeah, I think it's the d10 plus agility.
Okay. And then
If
plus
you-
my encumbrance bonus?
Yeah, and penalized by encumbrance.
My encumbrance bonus? I have nothing
Then you get a
in my
bonus.
weight.
Yeah. Yeah, you get a bonus for it. Okay, so that dude is not going very quickly. That dude might be going a little bit more quickly. What did you get in total?
What's that?
Defrog, roll this
20 exactly.
as well for your dudes. What was that?
So what? It's 1d10 plus what? Agility?
Yep.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm at 20.
I might as well just preemptively.
You might want to turn on the engines.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Alan and Bob are going to radio that the thing might be blown. They actually got the exact same thing. They're each going on a 13.
Okay, so the Atlas dude, else dudes. So here, that's going to be a. So
Is there a skill? Slightly while we're working all this out, is there a role for like a skill for damn it, what's it called? Like judging the value of something? Would that be arts?
yeah, that'd be
Or-
arts.
Yeah, it's arts.
That's
Which-
an appraisal skill, yeah.
I can get red
Which-
to appraise.
Yeah.
As long as you don't die here.
That's
wait,
fair.
You do
As
get
you
an
don't
XP though.
die.
You do get a good fortune point for play to your flaw.
Yeah.
So you get to go first though. And I assume you want to start by getting behind cover. You can get behind full cover because of the
The crates. And
yeah.
stuff. Okay. So with the system, is it possible to take 2 shots in a turn, or
No, you will have to just make a single shot. There's a number of things you can do, but you actually you might be able to take multiple. It's been a little while, but it's never all that. But I think it's just take 1 shot.
okay? Is it possible to take a stealthy position and then take the shot, so they don't know where I'm coming from?
Not when they are directly staring at you.
Okay. Well, I take a shot at one
Okay.
of them.
So fire away.
Should I make it a stun shot?
I mean, yeah, if you want to. They're
How beefy did these guys look?
They don't look super beefy. They look like, like they don't look like rent-a-cops, but they don't look like super advanced, cybernetic security metahumans.
Okay, I'm gonna go with stun. Well, I gotta roll to hit first, obviously, but plus 7. 28.
28. Okay. That's probably gonna hit. All right. So are you shooting at guard number 1 or guard number 2? It doesn't really matter, but just for bookkeeping.
I'll take guard number 1.
Guard number 1. Okie doke. He is going to. He's gonna try and dodge because he doesn't really have any. He's gonna try and dodge behind half cover.
April, is there a multiple actions penalty?
I just asked that.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Hold on a second. You look under the look under
I'm
the.
taking
I'll
a
look
look.
it up. I'll look it up. Well, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just looking up the thing. Okay, so ability plus dodge is 9. So he gets a total of. He fails. So you get to hit him for full damage, and he's thrown himself off because he fucked up his dodge attempt.
Let's see.
Okay, so initiative is 2d10 plus agility or hand-eye, whichever is higher.
Oh,
Oh, plus the higher of agility, hand-eye, or senses.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh, jeez. Okay. Here, I'll just copy-paste it.
All right,
Whichever is used for the particular type of attack. Obviously, like agility is more for boosh, boosh, boosh. Anyway, so yeah, so okay, so roll damage.
That is 2d6.
Yep.
Do I get bonuses for rolling high or anything? Or?
No. I decided not to
that is-
include exploding dice.
4.
Wait, hand-eye plus senses? Dang.
What? No, that's
It says agility or hand-eye plus senses
for which one?
for the
Shit.
initiative thing.
Oh, for
That's
initiative.
crazy.
Oh, fuck, it is. Okay,
You
so,
get a fucking bonus of 20.
okay, so actually, never mind. That should have been what the initiative was. So I screwed up the initiative slightly, but it's fine. Whatever. You know, it's fine.
Oh,
Like, why would you ever put it in agility now if you want initiative bonus?
Well, because agility is still your fighting with melee weapons and dodging and stuff.
Fair.
But okay, so yeah, how much damage did you do, zombie?
4.
4 damage.
Stun.
Okay, 4 stun damage.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he's stunned a little bit, lightly stunned, as it were. It's the infiltrators.
So these are like beanbag.
These are
arrows.
like beanbaggy.
Whatever the equivalent.
Yeah, actually, these guys have.
They're blunt, so they just smack into them.
Yeah. Actually, oh god, no.
That would be-
So what happens is actually, oh geez. So because of the armor this guy's wearing, you didn't do anything to him. You just sort of
Oh.
annoyed him slightly.
That's awesome.
Because he fucked up his dodge, he is going to be at a penalty just because he kind of like threw himself around like an idiot. So you did at least do that to him, but like you didn't actually hurt him at all. So then it is your turn,
okay.
Defraud.
So the infiltrators just opened up a crate of weapons. What's in there?
As they open up the crate of weapons, they find a bunch of medium, range weapons.
Okay, so rifles.
Yeah.
They are each going to take one and open fire on the guy who dodged, got hit by a beanbag, and is now lying on the ground.
Okay. Roll for both of them.
This is something that they're not quite so good at.
Yeah.
Daka 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 daka.
Can the two of them combined be treated as just like the one unit?
Sure. You know what? Fuck it. Just for expediency's sake.
Okay.
And then they both fail.
Well, they'll both succeed on the same, roll.
They'll live and fight together.
Well, the two of them together got a 10 on the die, so...
Oh boy. Well, so they fire wildly, and the guy.
No. They got a 10 on the die. I didn't say
okay.
anything about their actual shooting.
Oh, okay. What they get on the?
They got a 3.
Give me just a second here. I need to actually check what they have. I think that they actually might not be able to shoot effectively.
No, God.
I mean, if they don't have the skill, they're also only rolling the one dice.
Yeah, I know. I only did roll the 1 die.
Oh god, yeah.
Gonna need to work on these boys' training, but they are putting out a bunch of light in that guy's direction.
Suppressing fire!
Fire!
God. So now it's time for the other two, for the Atlas boys, the Atlas mercs. The one on the ground is going to snap fire at... Yeah, I'm going to have them roll to find out who they're going to be shooting at, because he got shot by a zombie, so he's going to be shooting zombie. And that is a -5, so that's a miss. Because he, luckily your beanbagging actually helped you here. The other one is in a better position and is going to try and shoot you as well. That's going to hit. Do you want trying to make a dodge action?
So what does that mean if I do that?
It means that you will basically be taking a penalty on your next, turn, in exchange for being able to reduce or completely avoid all damage being taken this round.
Okay, sure.
Okay. SoLl just tell you you're going to be rolling to try to beat a 20. Like exactly 20.
That is 10 plus... No, plus 14.
I have a feeling this is going to... What was it?
29.
Yeah, okay, so you perfectly dodged. So far, first round of combat, someone was hit by a beanbag and took no damage, and a lot of fire has been sprayed into boxes and bits of the floor and ceiling.
Destroy all the property around before we kill each other.
You said that the how I'm imagining this setup, this room, right?
Yeah.
I'm imagining like the upper levels. Hold on, I'll draw in like paint.
Okay. Yeah, I'll
What
quickly draw paint.
You continue on for the moment.
Okay. Well, we'll move while you're doing the painting thing to the others, where the final member of your crew wakes up from his long nap. Winter, describe your character. Tell us about his personal flaw and personal goal.
What's his or her?
And describe what they look like.
Lucretia is a orange and brown spotted scab. She has long blades out of her wrists that are completely scarred up her forearms due to how rushed the surgery was when she originally got it. Her personal goal is to send money to her home planet to help get her family off of the planet and to her, wherever she may be at the current time. And her personal flaw is that she can be just one-track minded she can just become one-track minded after hearing of some way of making money and not consider other options. Around her back, though, is a swarm of small little black nanomachines, happily named Sagittarius, that makes simple shapes in order to become a shield, become a ramp, etc.
Okay.
That's generally.
And then her personal goal and personal flaw. Oh, so you
I already
got those,
said that.
So in that case, that sums it up. So you wake up. You were taking a nap, and you realize that you are currently parked in a space station, and Captain and the AI core, that Atlas AI core, are currently trying to talk the Red, the girl obsessed with her car, through some sort of negotiation, which appears to be going kind of badly at the moment.
Well,
Someone's shouting about some sort of security breach and a firefight.
Oh god. Well, Lucretia will then stand up and walk over to hear the shouting and fully hear what's happening.
All right, so you see DeFrog and Bleo. What do you guys? What's up with?
For the record, the captain is going to yell into the headset to Red to go, go, go. Then he's going to warm up a plasma cutter and fire it at low power into the people on the deck.
Okay. Fair enough. Kaufman, what are you doing?
I don't know.
Fair enough. I mean, do you want to like take the ship off? Do you want to what do you do as the person in charge of the ship, or do you want to jump into the Chiron body and start getting your hands dirty?
Yeah, but getting my hands dirty would be gross.
Fair enough. I mean,
Killing Atlas personnel is against Atlas law.
Personnel are not Atlas personnel. They are mercenaries who have been not keeping up with their regulations.
It's fair. It's fair. I don't have any weapons anyway, so...
Okay, well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Blue, have you gotten a point yet for your personal flaw?
Yes.
You say... all right, fair enough.
Well, it depends. Do you give me the point yet?
Yeah, I was going to say, you haven't got it yet because you haven't really directly interfered with the crew in any sort of meaningful way with your thing yet, but here's an opportunity to. Captain wants to turn on like ship's weapons on Atlas hired mercenaries. Now, robbing them, stealing from them, all that's one thing. Shooting them's another. If you want to use your technical skill to block his ability to actually use the guns for a time, I'll give you an XP for that.
Oh, sure. Let's do it.
Roll tech plus brains.
Hearing the go, 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 Lucretia is going to try to get
I was hoping you
out.
would say that, April.
Okay, on.
I was hoping you would say that. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell.
Okay, so Captain, as you turn on wait, actually, what did you roll? What did you roll exactly?
I rolled a 6 and a 3, and I have a 27 in total.
Damn. Okay, yeah. So, Captain, as you turn on the laser weapons, nothing happens. There seems to be a jam in the system.
No, it just says the line denied.
Denied.
Denied. Sit down.
Kaufman, is this your doing?
Yes.
Do this the hard way, then.
As you say that, we cut over to Morath. The people are getting increasingly angry. You are sitting in your truck. You hear the firefight going on in the distance. You can save your buddies with your car. Do you want to be a hero?
But then I'll get shot up,
No!
possibly.
I don't want to be a hero. Let's leave the traitor for dead. No.
Morath, you still there, mate? Oh damn! You're gonna lose out on your ability to be a big anti-hero.
Yeah, I'm going to drive my car, knowing that my paint job will stand going through a door because I've covered my car in the paint. I'm going to go save the only community I have right now.
Fuck yes! Hit that shit.
And I am going to drive directly in the most fast and efficient manner to their location directly.
Hit it. Fucking hit it.
Yeah. Okay. So rolling I think it's hand eye and drive.
Yeah.
Fuck yes. Okay, I got a. What happens when I get a 10 on a die? Does that compound or no?
10 on a die? No, it doesn't compound. If you get
Okay.
2 10s and you don't succeed, like if you can't succeed even with 2 10s, or 110 if it's a 110 roll, you get to roll again.
Well, it's a 20 either way. It's 22. So.
Okay, sure, yeah, that's you're fine. So yeah, people are gonna shoot at you. I'm actually just rolling out a couple of dice real fast. So you're gonna get shot by a couple of shots, but what's the armor on your car?
The armor it's an armored car, and the protection is 5, so that counts as 50 points of armor.
Okay, yeah, so this is probably going to do nothing. These are probably just going to pink off you. Is that 50 points of hull or 50 points of armor?
50 points protection.
Okay, yeah, so that's basically, so like, you are not going to be hurt.
My frame is 7.
Okay, yeah, so your car is going to take some damage. I think the vehicle damage like
it's divided by 10. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So they have to do more than 50 damage to actually hurt you inside your vehicle. Your car is very well protected for you, so this is probably not going to hurt you a lot. That doesn't do anything. That doesn't do anything. That doesn't do anything. And that doesn't do anything. So yeah, their small arms fire does not do any actual damage to your vehicle because none of them did enough damage to actually like really hurt your car. So just like bullets are, like actually these are these are mercs, not actual battles. So there are bullets. They're like bullets ping off your car, sending up sparks everywhere. But you just drive straight through it and smash into the main cargo area. Mm-hmm. We're going to now go over to the area that you're driving into, where Zombie Cam is. Zombie Cam, you are in this firefight when suddenly this car starts like barreling towards you, and you recognize it's your buddy.
How do the other two look, Alan and B?
They look fine. Alan and B, god damn it.
God fucking damn it.
They're fine. They're actually, no one's been hurt yet on either side.
Mm-hmm. But like, how do they look like they'll be able to get to the car? What do they look like?
Like all of you guys can probably get to the car, especially if Morath makes a driving test to ensure that you guys, basically.
Oh, I'm imposing the car in between.
Yeah, I'm gonna have you make another driving test
in the middle of the firefight. Yeah.
If you want to do that, I'm gonna have you do that. But basically, I want to ask them first. In the time between then, do you want to just wait and then like dive in and ensure that you don't get shot back? Or do you want to take the chance of getting shot and, continue to fire on these people until the car arrives?
Well, I won't take a shot.
Okay. Defrog?
But I'm wondering, with the other two, since they have proper firearms, if you have this terrible MS Paint picture that I drew, if the black boxes represent the crates and such.
Mm-hmm.
And the little white square with the smaller white squares represents the desk in which the briefcase was stored on. The gap in the larger box represents where the doorway where the two enemies came through.
Right.
A and B represent where Alan and Bob are. L represents where Linda is. And you said that the weapons and the fuel was stored very far away from each other.
Yes.
Would that perhaps imply that it is next to 1 and 2?
I would say it's actually closer to behind Linda.
Okay, never mind then.
Yeah, like they're near the crew quarters. They also didn't put the fuel next to the crew quarters.
maybe they did. You don't know.
But definitely not where they're storing weapons.
Yeah, okay. So if you guys want to like hold tight, you can like be safe. So, Defrog, do you want to be safe or do you want to be crazy?
They are staying behind cover, but they are modifying power packs into improvised grenades. They have demolitions.
Fair enough. Then roll that, and they can like set that shit up.
Why are you so awesome, Bob?
Actually,
both of them actually passed this one.
Fair enough, but you gotta make a note of Bob. He's got to come back.
He's getting upgraded. Like
he's the friggin' reincarnation of the Matrix Stormtrooper.
Seriously. Jesus Christ.
Oh, Matrix Stormtrooper, you didn't die so young.
Geralt.
Live 5 ever.
We all have one NPC.
Can I buy Bob as a subordinate?
Actually, yeah,
as a
you can
companion.
totally. I will let you buy Bob as a subordinate because he deserves it. Like he
You
totally.
mean as a partner?
Or
Yeah,
as
partner,
a
that's what I
sidekick. As a sidekick, I'm assuming. Yeah, you can totally get Bob as a sidekick. I'm fully in favor of this. Jesus Christ.
Bob.
So yeah, okay. So succeed on the. So yeah. So Morath.
Yeah,
give me that
21 and
drawing.
22.
Excellent.
Bob got the higher.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
So,
So what?
okay, give me that dry test.
Driving test to interpose my vehicle in between the firefight.
To come with me if you want to live these guys.
Yeah.
Do you like swing open the door on our side as well, so that we can?
20.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it automatically. I have an automatic opener for every door in here. So like,
Fantastic.
yeah, I'm going to open the door on your side, roll down my window. You guys need a lift?
Lady says,
are you
Alan,
running-
I could just about kiss you.
Since Linda might be a bit further away, she runs back towards the back wall and grabs onto the wire that she had rappelled down and swings on it into the car.
God damn it. Yeah, I imagine Bob, as the two of you apparently are forming a connection that will eventually lead to him becoming your sidekick, as actually holding the door open for you as you swing it.
Oh, what Bob is doing, Alan just pitched his improvised grenade into the weapons. Bob pitched it at the fuel. And at the moment, he's just standing there kind of holding the door for you.
So
yeah, I
guess,
swing again.
Yeah, and as we've already established that there's almost no way for these fuckers to actually hurt your vehicle, Morath. I'm gonna roll for them anyway just to see. Neither of them.
If they
even,
get
okay,
really
one of them
fucking
has
lucky.
a chance. Snake Eyes, yeah, fucking no. Literally, they
This
get 2d10.
fucking car.
They get 2d6s. They have to roll double fives, or better in order to actually succeed. It's not gonna fucking happen to do a point of damage.
Fucking hell.
So yeah, while you're driving back though, we cut back inside the ship where Kaufman has
Can I make it real fast?
Yeah, go ahead.
The first guys that shot at my vehicle, I'm hitting them on the way back.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, I assume something like that's going to happen. But first, we're back in with Kaufman and
Lucretia.
Kaufman and Lucretia and
Raphael.
yeah.
Yeah,
Raphael here with the pizza.
disgusting food only fit for Jundi.
Oh, damn.
Fucking hell.
Ironically, Shamarins love pizza.
Not this one.
It's not to love. It's meat and bread.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's meat and bread with some
With some
other
other
stuff.
shit that humans ruin pizza with.
Yeah, essentially what Raphael is going to do with the whole, looks like it's time to do this the hard way, pull his pistol, arm it, go to the door, and see if there is anyone who needs to be shot.
There are plenty of people that need to be shot.
Are any of them looking at the ship, or are they looking at the whole,
No, they're looking.
zoom?
Where the zoom went. You got a free chance to
Yeah.
shoot one of these motherfuckers.
So how do plasma cutters work, by the way?
The plasma cutters, they basically the way it works is you essentially turn on a giant, concentrated laser beam that melts steel and stone.
So you shoot a laser beam that melts steel beams.
Yeah, that it's basically you turn on a plasma
Okay,
cutter. You turn on
would there be any way that I can shoot something that would create a ramp towards us?
I was just gonna use Sagittarius to do that.
Yeah, you could slice off a beam. Okay, actually, I think the best way of thinking about this is it's basically you're shooting lightsabers. You're essentially
Wow.
turning on a lightsaber and then a gigantic overcharged lightsaber and then firing it.
It's a ballistic knife lightsaber.
Yeah.
So you're saying I can make a slant and then Winter's character can soften
can.
the landing.
Yes.
Good. All right. Let's do it.
Let's do this.
Okay. Priority on the back of the neck of the guy who's got the biggest fucking gun.
That would be the boss.
Boss man, I'm gonna use you like a headdress.
Alright.
Fucking hell.
I wanted
He's
to
not
hit
going
him
to make
with
any
my
defensive
car.
actions because you have the drop on him.
He shot at my car. He has to die.
Well, sadly,
Is it hand-eye, April?
Yeah, hand-eye.
Oh wait, no, it's a ship's weapons.
Yeah.
Weapon power.
okay, so hand
sorry,
eye.
yeah.
33.
33.
Okay, alright, mine's 26.
26. You both hit, so let's deal with Defrog's first. Defrog, roll damage.
Okay, it's a pistol, so it's 2d6, yeah?
Yep.
And it's an AP pistol.
Okay, so you ignore his armor.
Double fives, 10.
10. Oh shit. Okay, so did you make that a cold shot or is that a?
Yeah, brainstem.
Okay, so he's not dead. I should point this out. He is not dead, but you did enough damage that that his head is now crippled. Is now considered to be crippled.
No, fuck.
So basically, what happens is you shoot him, and like, it doesn't because obviously if you actually shot him in the fucking brain, he'd be actually dead. So what happens is you hit him, and like a chunk of his head, blows off, and like he like starts staggering around with like he's clearly heavily concussed.
Nice.
And he will now be at a serious penalty to all of his brains and senses rolls.
And then I'm going to step back around the door frame.
Okay, yeah, you have full cover. So Graham, Morad, I'm not gonna have you bother rolling for the driving to get, driving back. We're just going to say there's going to be about 2 turns in which, fighting is going to happen in the hangar before you arrive back. Belil, though, first roll me damage on that hit.
I'm using a slant. I'm making a...
Yeah, I know. I just roll me damage to see how much you basically carve out of the ship.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's 3d10s plus 6. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god, okay, so that's a 5 and a 10. That's 15. And then I'm rolling one last d10. And that's a 9. Okay.
Jesus.
Where were all these numbers earlier?
Okay.
When I actually wanted to do stuff. Okay, that's
30.
a 30 in total.
Okay, yeah, so basically, you don't just carve out a ramp. Like, you open up the side of the side of the wall that, they were going to be coming out of and turn that into a ramp. And in doing so, you collapse part of the station down on the people who were attacking you. So actually, I'm going to say that, like...
Oh, so I ended up killing people. That's great.
You didn't kill anyone, but I'm going to say that, okay, of the original 6 people who were out there, 4 of them are forced to, like, basically flee and, like, duck for cover and are out of the fight as you, like, carve out this huge area. So only 2 people are left, one of whom is the person who was already shot and is, concussed.
Yeah.
So that's great. That's fucking great. So roll for initiative.
Okay, hand eye plus senses plus 2d10.
Yeah. Oh boy.
2d10 plus...
Yeah, you get to also be involved in this winner.
Yeah, need to pull the right sheet. 3 sheets can get annoying.
Oh fuck.
Don't worry,
oh my god.
Don't worry, I'm glad you sent the ship sheet earlier because that was a problem.
Okay, so good. This is fun. Sorry, Defrog, this is fun. Because you can cuss this guy, his initiative just went to shit.
18 for me.
Oh boy. Okay, excellent. So yeah, you're going next, and then there's so then Merc, and then Merc Boss. Merc Boss.
He is now a box.
He's the box of all mercs on the station.
Well, isn't he the sub-boss?
Oh yeah, he's a sub boss. He's not actually the head. He's the boss here in this situation.
Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead. Let's see here. Yeah, Defrog. Shoot. And then after...
what does the other merc look like he's doing?
The other merc has turned to focus on you guys, seeing as how the wall just collapsed, and it's very obvious that he's not going to be involved in shooting that car. It's not really the problem anymore.
What's he armed with?
He's armed with a handgun and light armor. And it's, yeah, he's just got like a little...
Well, he's the one who's currently a higher threat.
Okay.
And the boss is armed with what?
The boss is armed with a medium gun. Like with a
Okay, so
rifle.
he's got a rifle.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I'm going to shoot at the standard merc, Pistol Boy.
Okay. Yeah, and then after this round of combat, Beliola, you're going to make a flying test to basically get yourself into a good position for Morath to just make an easy jump into the ship for an escape, and then you'll have the one last round of fighting.
Okay. Not quite as good.
Remember, guys, I throw away all of my good rolls on the damage for some fucking reason.
Oh boy.
28 to hit.
28 to hit. Okay. The Merc is going to try and dodge. He fails. And this is going to be bad for him if he even survives this.
Rolling them bones. Ooh. Yeah, that... Well, he got out a little better than his boss.
That's
He takes
something.
9.
Oh boy. Let's see here. That's another, and that wasn't a cold shot, so I'm going to roll to see where you hit him, because that's another crippling blow.
God, you're just crippling everyone.
Yeah, just cripple.
Great.
Okay, and he also got hit in the head. So, second
Oh my
guy,
God.
like, bashed in the head. It's like staggering around, like.
Hey guys, welcome to my. You know what I named my gun? I called it the lobotomizer.
Apparently. Oh God! Yeah.
I just gotta say, this is so reminiscent of me using a las pistol as a psyker.
Yeah, it's not far off. But yeah, no, like just keep in mind, like you guys are like kind of lucky in that you're fighting people who don't have proper cover and are doing so from a place of decent protection. Like this could easily have gone very differently, but it didn't. You guys are doing well.
Right, because we engaged in an unfair fight, which is the best type of fight.
Exactly. Tactics win.
If you're in a fair fight, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, there's a reason why I had a whole bunch of defensive options and shit, because
Unless
I feel
you're
like
Goku,
you...
but then again, it's always unfair because you have plot armor.
Oh, shots fired. Winter, it's your turn to shoot, my dude.
The thing is, I don't have any guns. I only have my cybernetic
Shoot
weapons.
your goo, my dude.
Shoot the goo, dude.
And I don't think I want to get out of the ship.
Oh, come on, don't you want to jump down and start, like, roughing them up in hand to hand?
Back in his face with your,
Well,
your scaly...
Well, I don't think the ship would come to pick me up, and I don't think the car will slow down. That's the thing.
Well, here's the thing.
But you know, enacting my flaw,
Bits of
I
car-
use Sagittarius as a softening ramp to go down.
Alright, well, what's
it.
your flaw?
Becoming short-minded, thinking, oh, yeah.
There's no profit in this, for the record.
True, but they are a current obstacle to profit.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. Okay, do it. Fine. You get an XP. I'll give you an XP for that. Good fortune point.
I pay you to kill. Go kill.
Sick 'em, girl.
Pretty much.
All right, so like this crazy lizard with her giant fucking scything talons, like leaps from the ship.
Go get him, Bakara.
I will feast on your flesh.
Oh, I forgot
Yeah,
to
that
add
didn't
the
end
clip
well
to
for
my
you.
initiative.
No.
Oh, well, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, hopefully this goes better than that.
So Sagittarius is kind of ramping
so you
her
charge
down.
down. These guys are at like shit initiative, so you can just charge right in there and start slicing up one of them. Who do you want to hit?
Well, since they're both like really fucked up, might as well just hit the boss because he has a bigger weapon.
Okay, go for the boss. You can
This
try and
poor
make
guy.
a cold shot if you'd like to try and like maybe take off an arm.
Yeah, let's go for taking off an arm.
Okay,
Stealing the gun.
roll it.
You should just steal all their guns.
Don't steal.
Oh my god, what the hell?
Oh god.
I rolled 2 9s.
Oh my god.
+5 and brawling.
Oh no.
That is a number.
Oh my god.
So
That
what was
is
the agility that goes
23.
on that?
You have a what?
Oh wait,
Plus agility.
4. So
27.
7.
That's pretty good. That's like my shoot to kill roll to accurately hit the gun on ship.
Okay, so he's going to try to
Lightning.
dodge. Yeah, no, seriously. Okay, so he's gonna try and dodge just because if he doesn't do something, he's going to fucking die. So he does actually successfully dodge. So he's going to take half damage, but he's going to be a -5 action, -5 for all actions taken next turn. So
That's 7 damage.
so much damage do you do?
I do 14 with my weapon, so 7 damage hits.
Okay, wow, that's still going to fuck him up. So okay, so he, so this is a useful time to talk about this rule. He is actually now in negatives. In this game, you don't die when you go into the negatives. You die when you go all the way back up to negative your normal health total. But what happens is when you go into negatives, you are basically donezo when it comes to actually trying to like be a useful participant. Like you are, I think it's like a -5 or -10 to all rolls. Like it's basically you're done. Like you are not in a great position. And so this guy, he basically goes down. Like he basically just drops. Because he's at like a -5 or -10 plus a -5 for all his rolls next turn. So he's just not going to. He's not got anything he can do. The other one though is going to turn and try to shoot you. You just like chunk your blade into one of his boss's arms, and his boss just dropped like a sack of potatoes.
Yeah. Using Sagittarius to stand firm as a shield.
Okay. So he's going to try and shoot you. He's going to succeed on a score of 21.
Mm-hmm.
So you stand firm.
That's a grits roll?
Yeah, grits roll.
Okay, I can do a lot offensively, but nothing
Oh
defensively.
god, what did you get?
I rolled a 1 and a 2.
Oh, you only get to roll 1 dice, so roll me a d6. High, you get the 2. Low, you get the 1.
Not like it matters too much.
Not that it
Low.
matters.
Low. So the 1, so
Yeah, you
7.
totally fucked this up. Yeah, okay, it doesn't matter. So yeah, you take full damage. Do you have any armor?
I do, Sagittarius doesn't.
Who's taking the hit?
I am.
Okay, well then good. What's your armor?
Yeah. -6 damage, -2 range damage.
Oh,
To
minus
shield
2.
it.
Oh, okay, so an additional -2 range.
Yeah.
damage. So you block all of this then.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, your armor is strong enough that you actually managed to block all of what he's shooting at you. So yeah, you basically you leap down, you slice through the one boss's arm. He turns and tries to shoot you. You just like stand there as it bings off of your shield. Yeah, you guys are good. You guys are really good. And so now Bleal.
Yeah.
All right, give me a piloting roll. You're going to try and like get this thing into position to save the idiots in the Dixon
Save
Hazard
the
voice.
kids. We're gonna save the babies.
You gotta save that baby.
Save the babies, otherwise they die.
Could happen.
Oh, that's nice. Rolled 2 2s. Thanks, Winter. You took all the luck.
Oh no! Oh boy!
Good thing I'm a fucking amazing pilot.
Yeah, okay, that's probably because keep in mind you also get a bonus because you're currently plugged into the ship.
I know.
Yeah.
Would that be handling?
Yeah, it'd be handling.
That's an 18.
Okay. So that isn't a complete success, but it isn't a complete failure either. So Martha's just going to have to make a driving check in order to actually make this ramping work. but you don't like make it too difficult or impossible for him.
Okay.
So the ship lends itself up, and Morath, roll me that driving roll.
All right, so that would be just a 20.
Just a 20. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
that's just enough. Like literally any less, and you would have slammed into the side of the ship, and then things would have gotten a little nasty.
I would have survived.
So, yeah, can I do a thing once I land?
Yes.
I'm going. Seeing the guy that's dropped. Is he like unconscious or is
Yeah, he looks dead. He looks really dead.
I'm gonna reach out and use my psi heal to stabilize him, so that he doesn't die.
All right. I think Psykill, you actually need to be in touch range.
Suck his dick to heal them.
It's a very strange power.
That would be
But
weird.
alright,
new
fuck it. I'll let you do it. It might be touch range, but fucking just because I want to show off a little bit of psionic power, throw me some psi dice.
Okay, so how do I roll that? That's like a number of d6 equal to the. Oh, it has a range equal to the
Okay, yes,
to the
range
number
equal
of points I put in.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll use all of my senses because I'm just trying to feather touch him.
Okay,
So
fair
it's
enough.
like, yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're throwing all of your dice. Remember, count up ones and twos from me.
Yeah, I have a plan. If I can narrate the kind of damage I take, if I take it, I do
Sure.
have a plan for it.
Go ahead. I think for healing it's yeah. I think you take you take like damage and stun damage for healing.
How much is your senses? 7, right? That's 7 dice. Jeez.
Yeah, don't roll all
Roll
ones.
dice.
Yeah, don't
No.
roll all at once.
That'll be half my health. I do not want that to happen. Okay. So. Okay. So 1-1, and rolling 2 more. So 2 1s, but everything else is 6, 12, 18, 25, plus 3 is 28.
Okay, well, you take 1 point of stun damage, 1 point of health damage for every 1 or 2 you rolled, but then the rest gets healed to on this dude, so he's back to full health.
What? No, I didn't want to do that.
Yeah, too bad. That's what you did.
I'm gonna say that it's essentially my character being out of practice.
Yeah, here's
She hasn't
the thing.
actually
Like,
used
psionic
her
powers
stuff.
are not that are not an art form. Like they are really kind of a weird blunt tool. So like you don't necessarily intend for him to be fully healed, but like you reach out with your power, and all of his like broken bones and like brain damage and blood loss just instantly like knits itself back together, and you're like, well, fuck.
Yeah. There is a scream in the car. My eye, several blood vessels have burst in my eye, and I've got a bloody nose.
Fair enough. Okay, so
That's
so
like
yeah.
a fucking JoJo thing.
Well,
Just bleeding
psi
from your
powers are a
face.
mind thing, so I essentially was just like, it's as if my
Brain's
brain was
hemorrhaging.
thrown into the front of my skull. Essentially, is what it feels like.
It's super painful. But okay, so now we have one last bit to resolve, which is the poor scav who jumped out of the plane. Belial, you're piloting. Do you want to do anything to help your teammate, or are you going to
Wait! You're telling me to help the filthy Xeno?
Yeah, not just any filthy Xenos, a filthy Xenos from that race of filthy Xenos pirates.
Yeah, no.
Okay, second question: do you want to leave?
I'm not leaving until the humans, the actual non-Xenos, despite being enemies of the state, are above the filthy Badlands raiders.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, they're on board, but you can always just say that you don't know that yet.
Yeah, sure.
I haven't reported in.
Yeah, fair enough. So, Winter,
I don't want to kill off Winter's character.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm
the first
hoping
session
you don't,
is
but yeah.
fine.
So Winter, you have to you realize that AI core is not going to wait for you, so you got to run.
Sagittarius stare form.
God. Just the staircase. So basically, while
he's running up by
Your
he's
parasite.
jumping by each 2 steps, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
first.
so yeah, the guy on the ground is going to take a shot at you, but what's your armor? 6 + 2 versus range.
Yeah.
You just barely avoid taking any damage.
Oh, he's getting a shot back, by the way.
Okay, cool. Yeah, fire back. Fire back.
Dodge. He could have taken a dodge action.
I'll also.
Yeah, I'm saying that because he has.
Can I also
basically
shot back?
Yeah, you can shoot back.
Okay.
You guys are gonna kill exactly one person on this station.
Awesome.
19.
Not exactly according to my plan.
24.
24.
So, hold on.
Put it right in his eye if I can.
Okay.
I might not kill the bastard yet, but I'm gonna blind him.
Okay, he's successfully dodging. What you get? 29.
24.
24. He got a 14 plus. Oh shit! He actually dodged.
Oh.
What?
I guess
throws
getting shot once was enough.
Yeah, he throws himself behind like a pile of rubble for half cover.
Okay.
Jumps off the
But
stage.
yeah, your shot. Zombie.
I rolled a 32
You hit him. You fucking hit him.
with 11 damage.
Yeah, he was already wounded. So, and that's stun damage.
No, that's real damage.
Oh shit. Okay, yeah, he goes down to negatives. So like, as he dives behind the thing, you like blast out like I guess his legs were still like visible, and you shoot him in the legs, and like his
Shoot him right
Hit his knees together.
yeah, like it just crack, and that was enough damage that you basically like break his leg. His legs, like one of his legs.
I like this idea. Like as we're taking off, we're like slowly lifting off the ground, and the scav is like running up these floating steps made of nanomachines to try and catch up to the ship. And this one guy, like, who's on the ground, like pulls out his gun and starts firing at him, but misses. Or like the shots just bounce off of him. And then the two of our characters like lean over the side of the ship with like this massive pistol and like a bow and arrow.
And your character's still in the car, so the window rolls down, and then an arrow gets let loose.
Yeah, that's right. 'Cause, yeah, you're using it for an arrow. So you don't shoot him in the leg. An arrow fucking like stabs straight through his leg and pins him to the floor.
Oh, God.
Even though they didn't actually do it, I also now am envisioning Alan and Bob also shooting out the window.
Of course they're spraying lasers.
Yeah. No, just like laser.
They're just so bad at firing, though.
Yeah.
I
mean,
mostly
technically,
covering
because they had
fire.
gotten a 10 on that roll, they should have gotten the chance to roll again, but whatever.
Yeah, I should have actually allowed that. I forgot about that rule.
Oh, that's a roll? Oh, okay.
Yeah. But that poor Tempest guy, he used to be a Tempest guard, but then he took an arrow to the knee.
God damn it! I'm not even wrong.
I fucking knew it.
Anyway,
That's true, though.
So yeah,
It had to happen.
I was gonna say that, like you'd be dealing with like ships in the air, but let's face it, you guys fucked up that hangar. Like they're not flying out after you.
By the way, what happened with those grenades that they
You
set?
blew those shit. Okay, actually, yeah. As you're going, there's an explosion back in the thing. Like I was gonna say, like maybe the station goes out. No, you. Like you like yeah, there's a couple of explosions. The whole place doesn't blow up or anything, but like it's clear that the survivors are going to be, like desperately damage controlling.
I turned into Alan and Bob. Whose idea was that? No, I mean this is totally Bob.
Yeah, Bob's
Fine,
like,
sir.
Yeah. Well, they both did it, so I was gonna say like, I don't know, they're both pretty good, Captain.
Alan goes ahead and points at Bob. His idea, sir.
Yeah. But like actually, like, I'm gonna say just like when you like they're both pretty good. Like Bob, because again we're setting up for Bob to eventually be your sidekick. Like they're just like, hey, thanks.
Yeah. My character gets out of the car, realizes that she's bleeding all over the place, tears a section of her sleeve off
I thought you were
to
going
staunch
to
the bleeding.
skin. No, it's going to be
No.
like, Jesus.
It tears a section of that and holds it to her nose as she's cleaning the blood out of her car.
Fair enough. That's a good
Oh,
character.
Lord.
That's a good character, Pete.
So getting on the intercom, Kaufman, get us to safe jump distance and then engage.
All right.
I assume I'm in.
Or more accurately, Kaufman, get us to safe distance, then Atix engage.
Yeah. Right away, Captain. Yeah, as you like leave, I actually just gonna like do a little cinematic right here. Like as you guys are doing, like as Kaufman, sets all the engines to jump, as Red is cleaning up her car, and like injuries and tired crew members are all kind of reorganizing themselves. Zombie's character, whose name is Miss Love, Linda Love. Linda like walks over to the conference table, slides the briefcase across, like into the middle of it, and then very carefully puts down this very expensive, very nice gold statue.
Can I actually quickly?
Evaluate the
Yeah.
Orca?
Yeah.
Go for
Yeah.
it.
You do it.
Yeah, I'll do it. So my character has taken some pills at this point. So she's looking at it, and I'll roll that.
Oh yeah, we
imagine
should probably
you've got,
give
like,
you a
you've
med
got-
check.
That's my job, so I'll do that too. But I'm
You've
also
got, like, a
used to this,
magnifying
so
monocle.
yeah, I'm gonna take out my do my appraisal thing, which I assume is testing to make sure it's genuine and stuff like that. And I'm going to, and my roll was a 26.
Okay. Yeah, this thing is worth a pretty penny to the right buyer. You could probably get about... like 10 to 15 resource points off this thing if you, find someone who, like a collector or something. Yeah, and
If we
that's
find
not a sneeze at.
if we find somebody who uses this or who collects these, get 15 for it if you know how to talk them out of that price.
Yeah, you could basically just judging by the thing, you could easily get enough money to buy a suit of power armor or a small car for this.
Yeah.
Hell
I mean, it wouldn't buy my car, but
No, of course not.
Target of opportunity.
Does your character evaluate the value of something else in
Their
cars in reference to your car? This is worth 0.2 of my car.
pretty much.
Perfect.
Keep
That
in
would be so
mind,
good.
I rolled for the paint job and got a 38.
Oh my god. Okay, your car's a fucking work of art.
Yeah.
That's
So-
a pretty goddamn car.
Except for the bullet hole.
Except for those will buff out. Those will buff out.
Yeah, like bullet holes in the paint job, but I've gotten so used to touching it up over the years that it's I'd sit down, I'd go in there with my paints and just get it done in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like-
Okay, but so just to wrap up though, everybody, because you all definitely work towards the party goal, you're all going to get 1 GFP, is the ship, as are all sidekicks and all that, and partners. Sidekicks and partners will both upgrade. And next time, I was gonna say next week. Next time, we will be you guys will be flying to Norsco on the planet Big Z to deliver this package and find out what what the future has in store for you guys now that you've managed to get in good with some of the big power players in this universe. And as for the rest of you, those of you following along at home, last time, you can join us in these adventures by downloading the role-playing book for free in the description below, and keep up with the constantly updating role-playing system by supporting us on Patreon. We appreciate every one of you just for watching, and especially those of you who are contributing. So thank you so very much. We hope to see you next time. Have fun. Boop, 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 boop.